we're rolling up Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy body full
So either way, let's just go ahead and get started with this day. All right, guys. So welcome back to episode 53 of the Now You Made It Awkward podcast. I am Shoky, and you can follow me at all these Shoky-related things in the description down below. And I do have with me, of course, Rikki.
What up, y'all?
And, of course, you can follow his work for Nerd Rage Radio on Facebook and the Realm Hatton Project on Friday nights on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel, roughly around 9 o'clock. Ish. That's why I say roughly around. It's like give or take. And then we do have our favorite Irishman joining us today in third seat.
Whoa, motherfucker! Second favorite.
Actual Irishman.
I thought I was number one.
That's racist and exclusionary. I'm number one. Now.
I said you're our favorite Irishman, and our includes Rikki. So.
Yeah, and I'm an Irishman, so fuck all y'all. So I'm number one. He's number two.
You're your favorite Irishman.
That's right.
Okay, so
drinking Jameson doesn't make you Irish.
No,
but the C in my name does.
well, according to our president, if you're not drunk and you don't have family in prison, you don't count as Irish. So,
then I'm Irish for sure.
Okay, there you go. There you go. So, yes, there's Al over there. It's actually the wrong side for me today. He's actually over there for me. For those,
it's all blank to screen to me, so they're all in the same spot.
So for the patrons, I don't, even though I'm the one starting the thing, I'm never at the top corner. I'm always in a wonky corner, so it's fine. And then if Rikki turns on his camera for some reason, it would shift, and I don't know. It did actually shift earlier. It switches me and Rikki. Yeah, look, on the recording end, Rikki switches it, so now I'm on bottom, and it makes no sense. So either way, so if you guys want to help support the channels, in this one really, because if you want to see the uncut content for the most part, slightly uncut content. The last time Al was on here, I definitely had to cut some content.
You didn't have to.
Yes,
the best thing ever happened on this show.
I still need to take a still frame of that. Why is my insurance company calling me right now? That's not good.
We saw a first world Irish taint, yo.
Yep. Didn't need to see that. I don't know what. Seriously, I don't know why the hell my insurance company's calling me. I ain't gonna answer it right now. But either way,
I was fucking wrecked last time.
Yeah,
it was coming home from training.
It was funny.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, guys. So either way, it's gonna be kind of hopefully a shorter episode. We don't have a whole lot to talk about this week, but I did want to start out at least with my week, which has gone fucking insane because I started this week out with being in the hospital. For those who did see my video I posted, or those on Patreon who knew a little bit earlier, I ended up in the hospital due to a whole lot of pain in my belly on fucking Saturday, and then Sunday morning, like early, like 2 a.m., it got to the point it was unbearable, so I had the wifey haul my ass to the fucking ER, and she was like all driving safe and shit, and I'm literally about to rip the oh shit handle off the fucking car, and I'm like, fucking run the red lights, I don't care. Like, the way it was for me was basically like, and even the intake nurse basically related it to being in labor. I was like, it kind of feels like labor, fucking stabbing pain and contractions in my fucking abdomen. So yeah,
what a brown baby.
Yeah, I wish that was the problem.
Little shithead.
So, well, presumably it was. Yeah, presumably it was that, but basically it was a bowel obstruction. Thank God it wasn't a big one. That's not what she said.
I've been telling you for years you were full of shit. Now we got doctor proof.
Yeah, this time it was for. But the thing is, at least by the time I got through imaging, I wasn't that full of shit because I had already put out a lot that day. But unfortunately, apparently, I was so full of shit that all the junk food I ate that day caused the blockage. And the main reason,
I bet you all, when y'all signed up for Patreon, you know we were going to be talking about Shoky's asshole and his shit in his body.
They've been hearing about it. They've been hearing about it already, so it is.
But he won't leave Alan's asshole on it. Well, that's fucked up, man.
Well, I don't have images of things, unfortunately. I kind of wish I had gotten like my X-rays. No,
yeah, you're painting a very pretty canvas. So I mean, I don't.
I'll tell the wife to hack the hospital database and get my fucking X-rays.
You don't even have to have it hacked. It's your medical record.
I know.
Just go up there and ask for it. They have to give it to you.
I know, but due to her job, she has access to that hospital. So, she could get my. Actually, well, I don't want to dox anything.
And
too
if
far,
she's
she
your,
can.
if she's your like, what you call it, your
Medical contact.
your medical, your medical proxy, like she can just go up there and ask for it.
Yeah. So, and she was basically so, because I didn't know it was so fucking bad when I got there. Like, I was lucky. Like at least when I went in to sign in and whatever, it was fucking dead. There was no one in there. And this is like one of the busiest hospitals in our region. And like for us to walk in there, this is the same one. If you guys remember when everything happened with my parents back in March, this is the same hospital where they were literally so packed they were seeing people in the waiting room. You know, so I get there, there's literally no one. The only person in front of us had just gone in to do their triage. So and the only reason I know who that person was is because they were in such a hurry they didn't close their car door in the parking lot. So whenever we went in there, we told them that someone had left their car open outside, and it just happened to be the person who was in triage, or at least the drivers of that car. You know, they were in such a hurry, but never actually saw what happened to that person. But hopefully they're okay. But basically, like, dude, and like my blood pressure was higher than it's probably ever been on record, just because of sheer pain I was in. I mean, like, I was like fucking like folding in half almost just every time it fucking happened. Like, when I tell you, when I fell down the fucking stairs and nearly broke my fucking knees, wasn't as much pain. It's like, because like that I could kind of ignore. This pain I couldn't do anything about. It was completely involuntary. You know, I couldn't
inside you.
Yeah, couldn't put ice on it, and it was contracting muscles. So it's like literally just could not stop the spasm. It was coming in like 2-minute waves, and it was just fucking bad. And then finally, after they did the worst thing that I've ever had done to me in a medical procedure, which if anybody knows what an NG tube is.
Yep.
Yeah. That's where they shove a tube inside your nose, down the back of your throat, and into your stomach. Possibly further, but I think it stops in the stomach. Well, I mean, it's not a small tube, even though it looks like a small tube. But
it's not a small tube.
Up your pee hole.
Yeah. I would have much rather have been in the butthole, because at least I would only feel it in one spot.
He said pee hole.
Oh, pee hole. No. I haven't had a catheter done, but I'm sure that's horrible. But this was really bad. Because the other problem is, like, I've got a nerve, and I had to finally tell them about this because it was fucking killing me. Like, 8 hours later, they finally listened to me. So they said, which nostril do you want to be in? I was like, I don't care, just do it. And so they went in through my left. Unfortunately, I have a fucking nerve that runs from my nasal cavity down to my tooth and all the way up through the fucking top of my head. And that tube was resting on that fucking nerve.
Nice.
And god damn, it hurt. Like, they gave me a huge shot of morphine after they realized that. Like, when I told her I had a headache, and that was the best way I could put it, but when I described it as a nasal nerve problem, she went, oh, okay, we'll get you morphine for that. I was like, fucking A. I was like, okay. And then they're all like, well, how bad is it? I said, it's probably like a 7 or an 8 right now. And she's like, oh, good, because that's what I have to be at for me to give you morphine. I was like, I will tell you that every time now. It's like, I've never had morphine, but god damn, it's good stuff.
You're like, I'm going in for, I have a ingrown toenail, but my nasal nerve is at a 7 or 8. I need morphine.
Hey, no joke, because I've never talked about it here. I had horrendous ingrown toenails in my high school years, and like, one of them they should have fucking put me under to do surgery on. Like, they had to remove my entire nail, and even though they did a whole bunch of local shots, they didn't know that, like, every now and then you've got a person who has an extra nerve that runs under the toenail. Like, so most of the time it's around. So they inject it around the sides, right? And then he goes to insert the fucking scissors. Mm-hmm. And like, as soon as he put that in there, I was like, whoa! And he's like, holy shit. Basically like having a fucking bamboo shoot jammed under your nail, you know, in the same way. Nice. But my toe was already so swollen and infected from the fucking, it had dug in on both sides. And so like when they had to remove the whole thing, and I mean, the doctor, when he was doing it, he's like, God, he just kept saying over chopped beef. It was like my toe, yeah, like it just looked shredded and disgusting. But either way,
I used to have my toenails just fall off because when I was playing sports, people just stand on them, cracking them.
Yeah, they just break off and the nail bed dies, right? So, but yeah, no, between like that pain and all the other shit. But either way, the thing that sucks is, had it happened Sunday night, the whole thing would have been sped up. We basically sat there all of Sunday due to the fact there was no one there to read x-rays effectively, or when the surgeons weren't there that would deal with it. So like we stayed there all day Sunday waiting for x-rays to happen Monday, and then waited for the imaging tech to read that and tell the surgeon, and that took forever. And then even the doctor comes in, not even the surgeon, the doctor comes in and says, well, we're still waiting. And they're like, they did the x-rays like 3 hours ago. And they're like, really? And they're like, yeah. And they're like, let me call down there. It's like, yeah. And they said, well, we're just doing them when we get them. It's like, you guys know we're waiting to know if this guy needs surgery. Can you get on this shit? And it said, well, if a doctor tells us to do it, we'll do it. It's like, so he had to call down there just to speed it up a little bit. But I mean, like, I had good care other than, like, just like
taking forever.
Other than it taking forever. And I already knew that everything in that hospital takes forever because they are so fucking busy. I mean, we've spent days there fucking with my parents, and it wasn't the same hospital. Like when Jessica had to have her gallbladder out, that was our local hospital, like down the road. So that was much closer to home and not as crazy. But then this place was just so fucking busy, like at all times. And like the first night, I just couldn't fucking sleep. Mind you, I tried to sleep Saturday night, didn't really fucking happen. I got like maybe half an hour, and then the pain just kept waking me up. And so now in the hospital, tube in my nose, them coming to check vitals every fucking hour, couldn't sleep. And then finally, after they get the x-rays done and they say the blockage is cleared, this is like 2:00-ish on Monday. And that's 36 hours in at this point almost. They fucking yank the tube out of my fucking nose, which, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, there's nothing like that, I guess, other than a catheter being removed, right? It's like anytime you have to have a fucking plastic tube pulled out of one of your orifices, it's probably going to be unpleasant, and if that orifice isn't made for evacuation purposes. And like,
no thanks.
Yeah, and like this shit was fucking up my throat, it was fucking up my nose, everything, because it's just literally the feeling of something always stuck in your throat and you can't get rid of it. And my nose is constantly fucking producing snot to fucking deal with the fact there's something jammed in it. So it's like, and the fucking tube is sucking stuff out, which ironically we found out hours upon hours later, like that it wasn't plugged in right. So it actually hadn't, it actually wasn't sucking anything out for about 6.5 hours. And like, it wasn't until I looked at it with my, it was like, cause I hadn't really seen any of it. They were just unhooking me and I go do my thing. And so I look at it and I'm like, it doesn't feel like this shouldn't been doing anything. And I mentioned it to the nurse, who apparently hadn't had a whole lot of experience with them. And she's like, no, it's set on intermittent suction, so it's only doing it every now and then. And I'm like, I don't think it's doing anything. So I looked at it. So I flipped it to full tilt, basically. And like nothing at all. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so like there's a red tube coming out the top of it. And it's just sitting there. And I'm like, I just put my finger over that tube and instantly the vacuum started. I was like, son of a bitch. And so I fucking plugged that thing into the canister and then it just started. I was like, I know that fucking hose has been off for fucking hours. It's like, and the nurse didn't even notice. I was like, oh, I mean, like super nice nurse, took care of everything. She just did not know that part about the machine itself. So basically, from there, it's just they finally give me some fucking food. It was all liquid, but I got to have something. They tried to give me Jell-O. I said, get that shit out of here. Give me some fucking pudding or yogurt. It's like, Jell-O is the devil. It's like,
why do you not like? Why do Americans not like Jell-O?
No,
I don't dislike Jell-O.
Lots
of
of
hospital Jell-O is trash.
That I'll add that caveat to it as well. But no, basically most of my food aversions come from my years in daycare, where they would just force feed us the same garbage all the time. Like it took until like 3 years ago for me to eat broccoli, because all they ever gave us was like rice, cheese, and broccoli. Like, just that's all they fucking gave us to eat. At like,
you remember your time in daycare from when you were like 3?
Yeah, I have a good memory. But like, it was Jell-O. They gave it, and like, it wasn't like cool Jell-O, like the Jell-O cups didn't exist yet. You know, they fucking batch making this shit, right? And it all came out with.
And it was always the lime Jello, and it was never sweet enough.
No, it was the red, whatever the fuck the red was, cherry or something. I have no idea, but it always had whatever that powder was on it. Like I guess they had to put like some sugar on it or something, or to get it to release from the thing. No idea, but it didn't taste good. It sure as fuck didn't look appetizing, and they gave it to us every fucking day. Like, so I was just like, I'm not. So like, there's a lot of times I just didn't fucking eat, or like I barely picked the food. I'm like, who the fuck is giving this to 3-year-olds? Like, it's like, even now it'd be a fucking rough thing to give to a 3-year-old. Most adults wouldn't eat this stuff unless they were on a particular diet. But like, once I get
prison food for babies,
no joke, prison food, dude. But like, I
should have told your parents to put money in your commissary about ramen.
Yeah, there you go. Oops, shit. Speaking of that, actually, I forgot I have some ramen noodles I can eat tonight. So I'm still taking it easy. They said I only had to do it for like 48 hours or so, you know, to go on the soft food or liquid diet. But I think I'm going to ride it out till the weekend because, frankly, I don't trust my luck, you know. So I'm just going to ease back into it a little bit. I think maybe Saturday night I'll make like spaghetti, you know, eat some more solid food. But like,
you might want to skip the red sauce a little longer. If you're worried about your stomach, skipping straight to a very acidic thing would be bad to do your stomach.
Well, it's the acidic part's not the problem. It's just making sure that the food doesn't bulk up and get stuck. So I just have to make sure I eat anything that can pass fairly easily, you know. And that's me being overcautious. Like, even
pastas and breads would be a bad idea because they swell.
Actually, pastas are fine as long as they're small enough. Like even macaroni, you know, as long as you're not eating a fuckload of it, which I also did the other day. When I say I ate probably everything exactly wrong to cause this problem in the span of 72 hours, I'm not lying. I think I literally ate the worst possible things I could and then ate the last 2 things that was going to top it off. So like they give me a list of stuff to specifically avoid, and then they give me the vague list of things to avoid. And like the vague list is like mostly just make sure it's mashed up small enough or chopped up. Like I could have like a steak or something, but it's got to be like doused in gravy or sauce and like chopped up small enough to not fucking get blocked up. You know, chicken breast I could do as long as it's small enough, but like basically
you're on a mechanical alt diet is what they're giving you,
I guess, if you want to call it that. But like they like I picked up a couple soups, yogurt, applesauce, pudding. Basically I'm eating like a 5-year-old and I'm okay with that part. But like, you know, I really fucking wanted a burger when I got out of that hospital. You know, feeling like Iron Man coming back from fucking the desert. Like I just want a fucking Burger King burger.
Cheeseburger.
But like I'll just wait on that. And if nothing else, like because I have to do a follow-up with my doctor Monday, I guess. Or Tuesday, whatever day before we leave on vacation. I got to get in there one of those days. Hopefully I would have at least lost some weight because I am doing better. But like yesterday, I legit only ate 1 meal and I felt fine. Like I came home from work and I made myself some scrambled eggs. You know, ate it on some soft toast with a fuckload of butter. You know, and I actually felt really good this morning. And like when I woke up yesterday morning, like
I'll be right back. Keep going.
That's fine. When I woke up yesterday morning, like I still felt all like in knots because like it was still working through stuff, and not to mention, you know, still dealing with the fact that I had like 12 hours straight of abdominal cramps. You know, it's like, so the muscle structure is still not sure what to do. I was still having some involuntary spasms of my abs. Like as like I realized it, I'm like, why am I clenching? Like I could feel it. I'm like, there's like the normal, just you got to sit up type of tension. And then there's the like constantly sucking in tension. I'm like, why am I fucking constantly sucking in right now? And it was like making me uncomfortable. So I had to force myself to relax. So yeah, but like today I woke up, felt good, you know, only a little bit of discomfort. Like wouldn't even call it like an ache. What?
No, it's just something popped up on my phone.
Yeah, couldn't tell you. So
fucking loads of shit sometimes pops on my phone, and sometimes I have to read it to see if it's important.
I got you. But yeah, no, it's just trying to get back to normal life has been great. And hopefully by next weekend, you know, should be back to somewhat normal, but with me being much smarter in my eating decisions. And I got to get back to working out and stuff like that. I just got to fucking lose weight. I'm tired of being this fat, and I've let it go on so long.
Yeah, I'm the same. I've started dropping a bit of weight.
But losing weight doesn't fix ugly, so.
Nope, but a big dick does. So I'm good.
No.
So you're just screwed coming and going, huh?
No, but she is.
Poor Jessica.
Yeah.
So I take it you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes. So that was going to be talked about that last week in my score, and I was going to have Rikki give his score this week. So we're going to do a full-on review, but we don't have enough people here who've seen it to do a full-on review this week. But that's okay.
Well, I was hoping to see it last week, but I fucking fell asleep.
Yeah.
I booked the ticket, and I was just so tired that I just fell asleep. Wasting it then.
That fucking sucks. No, actually,
I had the perfect weekend as well. They'd gone to fucking Donegal, so I had the whole house and everything to myself for the weekend. All I did was stay at home and rest.
Damn.
That's
I mean,
so much plan.
I mean, dude, sometimes you can't avoid that. Like, it's like actually the best time is when they're at home and they don't want to go with you. That's the best time. And so you can just go by yourself. That's the best actual time. But actually getting time at home
you
alone.
Fucking heathens, I took my wife and kids and we had a blast.
First of all, I took my wife. I took my wife. I don't have kids.
But you just said the best time is when you get to leave them home.
Dude, I'll go to the movies without Jessica. I ask her if I'll tell her what I'm seeing. If she doesn't care, I'll go by myself. Because sometimes
I purposely go to restaurants. I purposely go to restaurants by myself so I could be the lonely guy in the corner.
Dude, with my job, I always go to restaurants by myself. Like it's like I used to do it all the time. I'd go to lunch on my own and I'd fucking sleep in the booth.
Your own fun.
Yeah, no, I'd sleep in the fucking booth like for the rest of my lunch. And like there's this one time, I think it was at IHOP. I'm pretty sure it was at IHOP. And like this kid just kept fucking waking me up. Like, I'm okay, leave me alone. I'm trying to take a nap. Because they frown on, like, I would also take a nap in the truck, but that's really frowned upon. Plus, if you're sitting in there asleep and someone takes your keys, well, that's really bad. At least if you're in the restaurant, it looks like a theft. But either way, but yeah, so the Guardians thing. And one thing I forgot to mention about that particular thing, I mentioned my seat was broken, right? Like, I mean like someone like either significantly bigger than me or someone really, really dumb, like broke half of the support. So the seat was leaning like this, and they're theater seats, right? So they're all connected and they're all electric, recliners. And so the wife had that seat first and she was just constantly bitching. She's like, how am I even like, cause like the whole thing was fucked. So like even the tray that rotates out was fucking diagonal. Like, and I said, well, I'm not going to eat, so you can have my seat so you can actually have food. So I traded seats with her because I'm a good husband like that. But I knew all the seats to my left were taken. What sucks is all the seats to our right were open. So I could have fucking taken the seat on the other side of her that wasn't broken because nobody was sitting there. And I checked later. I literally went into the fucking app and looked to see if anybody had bought those tickets. So I could have sat there and not. You
should have just sat there, and if somebody showed up, then you move.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
That's what I should have done. But yeah, I mean, it's.
I don't speak English.
Yeah, I'm just here to watch this movie and subtitles. But
I did that. I was in Poland and fucking. I think the movie was Salt, and it was in Polish, but it was in English with Polish subtitles.
With Polish subtitles, yeah. See, I've never seen a movie meant for foreign theaters where it does have their language subtitles. I've always seen it the other way around.
I've seen. I guess you have because you watch anime. There's 1,000% you've seen an anime with Korean at the bottom.
Not most anime has Japanese at the bottom.
I've seen it with Korean. If you put because if you put your subtitles like on your system over it, it'll tell you that that's Korean at the bottom.
Yeah, well, I don't have to do it on my system. I watch Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll has the built-in translation, so I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, no, that's a different story entirely. That's like three-way translated.
Yeah.
But let's see what else. Okay, so I did get a few things in, and apparently I got some pre-order arrivals at BBTS today. Great. I just cleared out my fucking credit card. Literally, just cleared my credit card. Fucking He-Man shows up. So my Iron Studios He-Man is now sitting in my pile of loot, along with Broadway, after I just shipped Brooklyn, thinking that Broadway wouldn't show up for a while. Ugh, Of course.
Oh,
They're gargoyles, yeah.
Gargoyles, yeah.
Yeah, so I ship one gargoyle and one Ninja Turtle because I fucking didn't realize that Donatello as Invisible Man was sitting there. Because I haven't found it, so I didn't assume it was in stock anywhere, and I never saw it come up as in stock on BBTS. So I was like, "What the fuck?" So I just scrolling. Yeah, so I'm just going through the NECA list, and I'm like, "God damn it!" I was like, "I'm just sitting there waiting on this figure to come in, and it's just sitting." I was like, "So boop boop, buy these things last Friday before everything went downhill." And then, like, it'd be nice if your pre-order arrival notice was like a week out, so you could maybe plan ahead when it comes the day before. It's like the day before. You're like, God damn it! I needed my.
Well, it used to be because I know I was taught this trick and I was guilty of it. But they used to do the thing where they'd say, "Your thing is coming in soon. You'll be charged for it soon."
Yeah.
And then you had like a 3-day window. And
Sure.
so a friend of mine taught me this trick is you order it on BBTS, and then if you're not too sure about it, and then you immediately look up, as soon as they tell you that it's coming, start looking up reviews because somebody already has it in hand. Yeah. And if you don't like the review, just go cancel the pre-order. And if you do like the review, let it sit there. So I'm pretty sure a butt ton of people started doing that, and they got tired of their canceled pre-order, so they took away that capability.
I'm sure. Well, and this was one.
I know they added like non-refundable NRDs onto fucking Mezcos and stuff because that's the one I was big into Mezcos at the time, and that's the one I used to always do it on. And then they added NRDs, and then nobody did it anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, with Iron Studio stuff, it's already expensive, so they had the NRD built in. So, like, I already paid my $25 just to fucking get it in the first place. So,
I've swallowed NRDs of like $50 before, just because when I saw the thing in hand, it was fucking trash, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'll eat $50 not to spend $300.
Yeah, well, I mean, like on my, because I had the Mortal Kombat statues on pre-order, and I was trying to make sure that I could empty my credit card, so I canceled them. So I had to eat those NRDs. I think I ate like $60 worth of those, and then a couple other things that I don't remember what they were. But I was like, I don't mind as long as I haven't paid for the full fucking thing and have to worry about it. Oh yeah, actually, so Amazon scammed themselves by accident on my behalf. So so I told you I got XLR cords, right, for these microphones. So I ordered the two packs, and they showed up, except that the person at the door was not an Amazon driver. It was one of my neighbors. So my package had been left at his door, and he had opened it and went, "These aren't what I ordered." And then he looked at the package and realized there were two labels on it: his label and my label. So he brought my shit over here, hoping that maybe his package would show up at my door. I'm like, dude, your package has no label. Your package is nowhere. It's like, I hate to tell you that, but like your package somehow ended up on, or your label ended up on my package. Your package is nowhere. So, but I never got a delivery notice for my package. So Amazon gave me some free XLR cords because I just said, "Oh, I'm canceling this order." So they refunded me my $15. So
nice.
It's like, they
didn't really get themselves. You did, and Karma's a bitch, so I'd be careful.
Hey, that was their fault. They fucked that guy up. They fucked
him up. Yeah. But they didn't fuck you up.
But see,
you
now,
took free stuff from him.
But see, now because they fucked up on his order, he's gonna have to get a free replacement, if not the.
And then you got a free order.
Yeah, and that's their fault. Considering they fucked me on a couple other things, it's okay. Yeah. Hey, that's
you like staying in the hospital with a tube down your fucking nose, didn't
that's the driver's fucking fault, dude. Like, if the driver doesn't realize that there are fucking two labels on a package, like all he had to do was go, huh, and then literally, best case scenario, scan both and then be a liar. But at least that way you'd be covered, because you don't know which one's which, right? Unless you actually talk to a customer. Which, by the way, here's your karma. Amazon had 2 boxes for me yesterday, dropped off one. At 8:30 last night, they put it in, "Oh, we tried to deliver your package." Which meant the driver completely missed it was on his truck, and then it already left and didn't want to come back. Yeah, so that dickhead's going to have to come back today.
That's not really karma.
No, that's karma for them for already fucking up one package, but also shows the fucking sheer incompetence of this particular driver. Now, the only other thing it could have been is that it was on another truck somewhere else and, misloaded.
I don't know. I
which
look at that
happens.
shit different. Like I've gone like to grocery stores, like and pay for my groceries and walked out.
Yeah.
And then go to load the bags into my car, and there'd be like a seasoning bottle that was sitting like up in like the baby chair area, and I missed putting on the thing, and they missed it when they were loading the bags in. I've turned all the way around and went all the way back in the store and paid for that motherfucker like $5. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, because that shit'll come around and get you, man.
I mean, like I think given my work, I think I've potentially built up some decent karma. So like in that department, I believe I've built up some decent karma. And like actually even here, because either Amazon or FedEx just wasn't delivering people's shit, and like the one, I don't remember if you guys remember this, but like the FedEx driver who was just leaving everything downstairs
at the bottom of the stairs, yeah.
But he didn't just leave my shit, he left everyone's shit down at the first apartment downstairs, which isn't even an apartment.
Shit, huh?
Yeah, he didn't care. So I actually went and delivered those people's shit to them. Like,
oh, so nice.
Yeah, and then like I took, and one of it wasn't even for a person here; it was for the fucking manager in the office. So she'd have been really looking for her stuff, because she would not known where to fucking even bother to look, unless they just happened to do a showing, because that's their model unit. So they left it at the fucking model unit downstairs where nobody would even get to it. And was it Amazon? Who was it that? No, that was USPS, because I was in the video that dropped this morning when I mentioned that USPS said they delivered a box and never did. So, like, same thing. It's like it happens all the fucking time around here. And with the way traffic is screwed up outside, they won't try to come back, like, just because it's so hard to get back in and out of here. So, on top of that, let's see here. What did I actually even say what I got in? Like, I got the XLR cords. I got a new hat. I got a replacement hat for the one that was too big. So
that jean one.
So that blue one, Rikki. You can't see the camera right now, but the blue one that didn't fit, I got it replaced with a black one that does. Even though huh?
Like a paddy hat.
Yeah,
he's trying to fit in with us, Alan. Don't fall for that shit.
I like my scally caps. There we go.
He's buying scally caps and listening to fucking Mumford and Sons and thinks he's an Irishman. So.
Hey, I like Mumford and Sons. I don't actively listen to them, but I like them. No, I legit have fucking 9 of these hats at this point. I've got 9 different fucking scally caps because I like them. They fit me good. I like them.
Next week he's gonna be talking about, hey, I got my 4-leaf clover tattoo.
No, what I need actually, like, if I really want to get into the weird obsessions I have, I need to buy a hurdy-gurdy.
Oh my god,
dude! It's a fucking instrument. It's a mechanical stringed instrument that you crank, and it's got
crank
strings,
it and then play it,
and you've got keys that will hit the different notes. So like it's like a string accordion almost, but like they're really fucking cool, and I feel like I could play it better than a lot of the other weird ass string instruments. Like I can play a guitar, not well, because my fingers are a little. I don't have the reach for really good chords.
Dexterity.
Don't have the dexterity, but also like getting the right width neck for my finger length is not easy. But because I had a couple guitars years ago, I learned a couple songs and stuff like that. But like a hurdy-gurdy, I believe I could actually learn to play, like because like it's basically almost like a lap guitar, but you just hit the keys like for the different notes. It's really fucking cool. Look, I'll send you a video. I'll send you a video, Al.
Do.
Yes, because they're fucking cool. Especially this one that I shared with another YouTuber friend of mine, because we're like exchanging reactions. Like he sent me something, like I suggested something for them, so they sent something to me, and then now I've sent shit back to them, and now we're going back and forth on things that we think the other person hasn't watched. And I sent him, it's a cover of Pantera's "Cowboys from Hell" on a hurdy-gurdy.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a one man playing a hurdy-gurdy and 2 kick drums. So it's pretty fucking awesome. I'll send it to you. It's a great video. Other than that, just watch TV shows. Second to last episode of Miss Maisel dropped while I was in the hospital. Actually, I dropped before that, but I watched it in the hospital at that point because I'm just sitting around doing fuck all, and trying to stream an hour-long episode of something on my phone from Amazon. I was just like, I'm burning through fucking data, and I don't care because their Wi-Fi there sucks ass, and it's massively insecure. Like they won't even let you. Their Wi-Fi won't let you do anything if you have a VPN. It's like it's like no. It's like it's insecure unless you're trying to add security. I was like, this is bullshit.
Well, the VPN keeps people from being able to steal stuff from them. That's actually a smart security thing. Because if you're in there trying to hack their system using a VPN, they wouldn't know who was doing it. But if you're in there trying to do it without the VPN, they can find out who it was.
Yeah, except that their system is completely open. Like there's no password, there's nothing. You just have to say approve, and then you're on
for
it.
the guest one.
Yeah, the guest fucking Wi-Fi is so garbage, and it's completely insecure. So it's like it's fine if you want to steal their data, but or vice versa. I mean, so yeah, watch the second to last episode of Miss Maisel. The last one drops this week, tomorrow.
I've still never watched that show.
It's really fucking good. I have no idea how they're going to end it. That's the weird part. Like the way they've built it up, like, and we keep getting flash forwards, and actually we got a flash back to something we never saw. Like it was actually a proper flashback to before the series in this episode. So we're like flashing forward to the 80s. We're flashing back to the 60s. We flash forward a little bit to the 70s. We flash back to the 50s.
I thought this was set in like the 20s or 30s.
It's set in the late 50s, early 60s, but this final season is jumping ahead and back. Like it, so the one whole episode was spent almost entirely in the future, and then actually was talking about flashbacks. But those flashbacks were actually flash forwards from the time period we were already in. So like we were in 1961, jump forward to like 1983, and then 1991, and then jump back to several other time periods in between 61 and 91. So like, so basically like, remember when this happened? Because they were doing a roast of a particular person, so they're bringing up particular events, and so they would flash back to those events, and which is actually a really interesting way to do that particular storytelling. But this last episode had what's his face from it had Hank Azaria was guest starring in there as a comedian from that time, and he was pretty fucking funny. So literally, like the way it's going, it's like this episode didn't feel like it's close to a finale. Last episode felt like it's on top of the finale. It's like it's almost like the last two episodes should have been flipped, except that things that happened in that other episode were referenced here. So they were moving the story forward in an episode that was in the future. That's really funny because like even within the current time of 1961, they'll jump ahead like a couple weeks or 3 months.
It is some Tenet level flim flam bullshit, man. Just tell a linear goddamn story.
I think this is what happens when you have to end a series a little earlier than expected, and you got to get to the final point.
Why would it have to end it earlier than expected? It has like huge rating.
I don't know. I think because they just didn't get an extra contract for it, or people wanted to end it.
Writer strike.
Oh,
they saw that shit on the horizon. They're like, we're getting the fuck out while we can.
That's possible. That is entirely possible because this would have been finished, back around December. So
but they saw it coming. And they're like, yeah, we're not doing another fuck.
Yeah, this writer strike is gonna fuck up. Like you if you think about how much the old writer strike fucked up back in like what 2009 to 2010, whatever that was.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah, if you think about how much that fucked up and consider how much more content we have now, it's gonna be. But I love all these shows that have decided, look, we're just gonna go forward. Fuck it. It's like we're just gonna have the people.
They're gonna hire in scabs who don't know what they're doing to do this shit, and then it's gonna make the shows trash. Well, and then nobody's gonna watch them.
I mean, it's gonna be. I mean, it's roughly what happened before, but it's like this is why writers also don't write very far ahead. I think for their own insurance sake. So that news dropped that all these other shows, like, because I think
plus they have like some kind of loophole in their contracts where even if they wrote it all ahead, you can't run with it because the writer has to be on set.
Yeah, they have to be on set
because the writer has to be on set in case there's any addendums made to their fucking script. They have to make that addendum, and it's all kinds of weird shit.
That's got to only be for a certain amount of time, or else it wouldn't apply to shows that are coming up. And they're saying that where they can go day to day, basically. So there's got to be some limitations to that.
It's all too much. Yeah, it's all too much. Like I've had that conversation with a friend of mine. He's like, I'd be mad too if I was a writer. They're making billions of dollars off of these movies and
not getting shit.
Don't change. Yeah. I'm like, okay. I mean, comparatively to $1 billion, you're not making shit. But if you can't survive on $150,000, then you're living your goddamn life wrong. So that's your problem, not mine.
You gotta think.
And more importantly, not every writer is writing $1 billion fucking movie. So why are they all on fucking strike?
Because it's a union.
That chump motherfucker who wrote the fucking Sea Level Piranha 18 or Sharknado 7 does not need to be worrying about being on strike trying to make money because somebody got fucked by Marvel.
Well, actually, he might not be on strike because he's probably independent. It's a people.
He's a scab.
well, you got to think about it because not every writer's in the union. Is like,
you heard it here. You heard it here first, people. The one who wrote Sharknado 7 is writing The Last of Us season 2. Good job.
it's entirely possible. No, what they'll do is they'll just let AI. No, look, they don't even need writers. They just pump it into
these writers are
AI.
fucking around in the wrong amount of time. That's what I was thinking too.
I mean, literally, you can put in
wrong time of history to go on a strike to be a writer because they have computer programs that do your job for you now.
Dude, ChatGPT will write you a fucking Marvel movie if you just put in the characters in the situation. It'll write the whole script and you just got to doctor it. So yeah, that's pretty stupid for them to want to go on strike. And believe me, I support them going on strike given the conditions. But I also support
the conditions. See, that's the part I don't go into. That's the part I don't buy into. They just want a bigger piece of the pie. They're already making way more money.
Well,
just to spend a couple weeks sitting on their ass writing something. No, thank you.
Well, given the abuse that most people who aren't the fucking actors take, like, think about Marvel. So we talked about how shitty a lot of these fucking Marvel movies have looked, like CG wise, compared to like some of the Star Wars stuff that has come out. Like, like, say what you will about the story of the Mandalorian season 3. The most of the CG is fucking rock solid. Like,
that's a technological thing. That's not a person.
But what I'm getting at is that the main reason for this, and this is from insiders, is that Marvel has like 23, 25 fucking different small studios all running round the clock in all separate fucking entities, basically. And like, they're like, hey, we need this by Tuesday. And they're like, it's fucking Sunday. And they're like, fucking do this whole 3-minute fucking scene, get it done, and they're like, here's a tiny bit of fucking work. So and then Star Wars, on the other hand, has like a small handful like of fucking studios that have a significantly longer amount of time to actually do the work. Marvel and Disney are just fucking destroying people to fucking make that shit happen. And like, if anybody should go on strike, it should be those motherfuckers. Like, the writers, sure, because they don't get enough credit for what they do. They
get credit. Their name's in the fucking film, and for all of history, somebody will know you wrote that movie. Good for fucking you, dude.
But I mean, if you're worried about the money, move out of LA. Like, move out of fucking LA. Move to the middle of fucking nowhere.
It costs too much. I need more money because it costs. Bitch, go live in the middle of North Dakota. You're a fucking screenwriter. You can email it to them. You don't have to fucking go sit down at the hipster coffee shops with everybody and hobnob. Fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm not on board with the money part of it.
I think that and this is funny because I just watched an interview with, or at least a partial interview with, oh God, what's his name? Dennis Quaid. So Dennis Quaid is actually trying to get more TV shows and movies filmed in Texas because, like, we have a lot of the same fucking landscapes that are available all over the fucking place. So they go to Canada, they go to fucking Georgia, they go to NorCal,
Yeah, but they get all these tax exemptions going to those places as well.
Yeah. Texas has lots of tax exemptions. But the thing is like, but they also fucking have to spend so much more money there. And the people who have to actually be there, it costs them more money to fucking do these things. Like, the company making the movie gets tax breaks on that kind of shit from the state. But the people who are there literally doing the thing are actually spending more out of their own pocket and making less. So if they wanted to do that kind of shit in a different place and actually grow the industry elsewhere, basically also decentralize the shit from Hollywood. Like, why the fuck, this is 2023, why the fuck is Hollywood the center of anything? It's like, it's fucking stupid. It's like, especially given the condition of LA now, it's like, it might look star-studded, but it's a star-studded fucking turd sandwich,
It's a star-turded turd.
Exactly.
I heard that.
It's like, yeah, it's literally like they slapped a fucking couple silver stars on top of a shiny turd ball, Polished turd is like, the shine of Hollywood is long gone. I mean, I get that they have literally the facilities left over from a billion fucking years ago, still got studios all over the place. But, we have giant goddamn warehouses here that could easily be studios,
Hey, boys, I'll be back in a second.
All right. But like,
yeah, but soon enough, CGI is going to be making the movies too.
Well, I mean,
and we won't need those people anymore.
I know, it's a problem, and as soon as people realize that so much of our creative industry is going to just completely disappear due to AI, and it's just it's so stupid. Like, we should not be fucking just barreling into this shit for fun, because like, I don't know if you've seen this. There's an entire fucking, I forgot how long it is. I think it's like a 3-minute like quote unquote trailer on YouTube. and it's 100% AI generated, and it looks like a real fucking movie. Like, I'm talking like the people look real, the fucking sets look real, the lighting is fucking fantastic. It's kind of absurd. It was a proof of concept, and like that should have, like the fact that exists, Disney should have instantly gone, we're shutting this down tomorrow. You know, the biggest Disney, Universal,
they're
all
not
these
people
shut
it down. I'm going to tell you the opposite.
You think they would adopt it, but
they have a whole department already working on how to make that happen legally.
Okay,
I guarantee you.
So you're looking at it from their point of view of not wanting to hire people. But
yeah, what I paid Tom Cruise one time the rights to use his fucking face, and then I can make any move I want to for all the time.
So
with his face in it.
So that's one point, but that's not what they're worried about. What they should be worried about is the everyman who can now make a fucking Marvel movie from his house due to AI. It's like, okay, we'll pay that guy. It's like, because look at it this way. It's like Marvel doesn't have to spend $300 million to make $1 billion, right? If they do this shit. Well, neither does Joe Bob. He just. Well,
they will, because the people they hire that do the AI will start going on strike and saying they demand more money because you're making $1 billion off of what I do with my AI bot.
What people? You only need like 2 fucking people to even sit there and type shit into the computer. Then the computer does all the work, and they walk away. You literally walk away, and the computer does all the work for 20 hours.
Rise of the machines, y'all. This is how Skynet gets us.
This is how Skynet gets us.
It's not a military thing. It's not military like Terminator told. Going to be the fun shit that all the citizens, the lazy people like, and all the forget-me-not shit, and the stuff that's a waste of time. That's where Skynet's going to come from.
Yeah, and really, the thing is like Skynet is, and I've heard this plenty of times recently. We always worried that AI was going to be a fucking Terminator-shaped robot coming to fucking kill us.
Nope,
but it's not. The actual AI thing that is destroying us is basically the people who become TikTok trends. So like
the creation of laziness is what destroys us.
Well, not even that. It's people. It's like it's algorithm trends. This is actually what kills our society. So like everyone just starts following whatever. It's like what happened in WALL-E. You know, today why not try blue? You know, it's literally like it's whatever algorithm thing that people just glom onto. And like you've just lost any ability to think for yourself. You've lost any thing. And then once you're at the point where they can convince you of anything, then they can they've got you. Realistically. Like this is not some, you know, foil hat type shit. You know, this is literally like, this is how mass psychosis happens. It's like you get people to like just go along with silly, normal, look at this fun shit. Hey, did you do the thing? Did you do the thing? I did the thing. Did you do the thing? Yeah, I definitely did the thing. And then once they get to the third thing down the line, now that third thing is telling you what to do and feel, not just showing you fun things. And it's like that's when it starts fucking being the degradation of society. And because all of that shit is driven by computer algorithms, which is basically AI, that's the fucking end of it. Like your fucking Reels feed or your whatever, your Insta feed, that's fucking an algorithmically generated. You know, when you're looking at YouTube and you're not just looking at your subscriptions, that's just going purely off of the thing you've watched. And they're like, okay, we'll send you this. But at the same time, well, somebody paid to have their stuff promoted. So, hey, here's this. And then they're like, okay, well, since you don't have any real major interest that we're following right now, here's the 10 major things that other people are following. And then you glom onto one of them. And then now you are you're not only feeding into it, but you're a part of it. And like, that's where it really goes. It's like, it doesn't need to come in as a Terminator with a big ass fucking gun or a giant tank shooting plasma weapons. It's like, all it have to do is convince you, you know, that, you know, you believe that you are something that you're not, or it convinces you to go do some experimental things. What does that fucking look?
I don't know. They're doing something weird. There's an update to this, and it's weird now.
Oh, okay.
So, like, you remember how I told you had like the little video where you see yourself and then the other two?
Sure.
So, like, when I was in here, like, it's cut in half. So I see myself up here.
Yeah.
And then there's a direct line. Right now, you're talking. So the bottom half of my square is you, even though there's a big square of you down at the bottom of my screen.
That's weird. I don't know why.
If I was here, that little square flips back and forth between you, whoever's talking.
Yeah. Well, like I said, whenever you turn your camera on, I move down on mine. So it's even weirder. But like I know on phone it's really strange on thing. This is another part of it. This is how they drive us crazy to keep moving our screens around. Oh God, actually that could be part of it. Constantly messing with our UI on our apps, driving us slowly crazy, and then giving us the thing we want. So we get that. So basically, the AI like gets you under its command by basically just giving you constant serotonin or dopamine drips. Depending on which way you do it. And Facebook wasn't developed that way. Oops, I forgot to.
So I just sent the picture to the group.
That is weird. Why do you have picture in picture?
And then if Al's on here and he started talking, that little picture will switch to him. Whoever's talking is in that bottom square underneath me.
That is weird.
Yeah.
I wonder if that. You should be able to turn that off. I would assume, but
I mean, probably, but I ain't fucking with it.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Actually, the Facebook noise won't come across because I'm only recording directly from Discord, so that's fine. Here's the funny part. You want to talk about it being really weird? If I were to open another window over Discord, my camera disappears on Discord. I don't know why. But also, if I minimize Discord, it completely disappears from OBS, even though it's just recording the app. So, that sort of makes more sense, but the other part really doesn't make sense. Like, why does my camera go away if I'm just looking at another app? I don't understand. So, either way, that's just been all the shit that's going on around here. Oh, one other thing just on top of it, I have talked to my mother since I, was in the hospital and she decided to suddenly be a concerned parent. Not to truly insult my mom, but at any given point in the last couple months, she also could have picked up the phone. It didn't have to be the fact that I was in the fucking hospital. I had Jessica call her Monday morning to let her know what was going on. I mean, she even to the point called me this morning while I was at work to see where I was at. She didn't even know I'd gone home, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot you're not on Facebook. You don't know that I went home. So she called and checked up quite a few times. She's not doing great, if I'm honest. She's still actually sick. So all these months later, like since she was in the hospital for her infection, she's not clear of that infection yet. Wow. So something got fucked up there. And I'm like, they gave you meds that should have cleared that shit out in 2 weeks. I was like, what the fuck happened here? Now it's her business, and I'm not getting into it anymore. But she said she finally has a GI doctor lined up, which was seemingly crazy. Like for whatever reason, GI doctors are short lately. I don't know why. So like the one that I guess she had access
Genetics?
to. God damn it. They're just meant to be lower. But no,
access.
we're just short. We are short of GI doctors. So like legitimately the one that she would normally go to couldn't get her in till fucking September. It's like,
God damn.
She's already been sick for 2 fucking months. Like, no, it's like you need to fucking make some fucking room here somehow. So she found a new one. I don't even know all about it, but like found a new one that could actually get her in. I think this coming week. So hopefully they can give her some fucking answers, or I don't know, like to actually get in, get a colonoscopy, see if there's anything else going on. It's like, cool. I'm in the hospital. And it seems like I could just get some stuff done, but somebody who has been really fucking sick for months. Now she claims she's not infectious because it's C. diff. Like, it's like, if you are still having the same problem, it's like you are probably still infectious. And if nothing else, your house is likely infectious because it's a fucking bacteria. It's like, if you haven't thoroughly deep cleaned everywhere that you've done your business, it's like odds are, and your septic tank, everything should probably be fucking cleansed, Fun times. Fun fucking times. But either way. All right. Al's typing and we're watching. Type it.
Correction, you're watching.
Yeah,
mine's a blank screen.
Type it up, Al. Type up that message. Yeah, look at him. Look at him with that handle.
Show that keyboard who's boss.
With that, like, is that a Fu Manchu or is that a handlebar mustache?
It's a peach fuzz.
Yeah, where he's got the going down. Here's what I'll do. I'll shave out the middle of my beard so I'll look like Al. No,
yeah, you look just like him.
Yeah. Well, I've got more up top at least. Not by much, but I've got some. So
quit culturally appropriating us, Shoky.
I'm talking about my hair.
Because you want to look more like him while you're wearing an Irish Scully.
Yeah, Scully.
I don't know what he's showing us.
I don't know. He doesn't want to unmute. Find a way to unmute Al. Can I unmute Al?
We probably can.
Do you just want to take a break for half an hour so I fucking have to put the baby asleep?
You can go ahead and pop out, and Rikki can do his week.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I gotta pop out soon after.
Yeah, that's good. All right, go ahead.
All right, take it easy, lads.
Yep.
All right. So, now it's just us.
Well, if he comes back. So
yeah, and
all right.
Like I gotta cut out soon anyways, because Kara's gonna be go home. We gotta start cooking.
Yeah, I didn't want this one to be a 3-hour one anyways, and we didn't have any major topics. Except apparently AI and the destruction of all things. So there's that. Okay, so go ahead and just at least start out with your viewing experience of Guardians.
I enjoyed it. Like, I'll be 1000% honest. I cried like a fucking baby in that goddamn. I don't think I've cried in a movie like that wasn't Holocaust related ever in my life.
I told y'all.
Like, I looked over and even my youngest was crying, and like he kept hugging up on me and checking. He's like, and I'm like, "Bud, are you okay?" Like fucking blubber, like little goddamn babies in the fucking movie.
I told y'all this fucking.
See, and the thing is I'd already read the comics that most of that story is based on, so I knew what to expect. But still, man, it was rough.
It's different to see it though. Like to see it and hear it is very different than reading it on the page.
Yep, it was rough, man, but it was good. It was those part. Like, I know you listen to Nerd Rage, so you heard Bobby pretty much nailed how I felt about it. Like, those parts were fucking perfect. Everything else was just meh at best, and it brings down the overall of the movie, having the other stuff.
Okay, so let me... Remember I told you that I thought I could predict how your specific problems. All right, so here's what I wrote down.
I don't see anything.
Huh? I know.
I don't see anything.
I'm gonna read it too.
Oh, I thought you were holding it up to the screen.
No, I'm holding up my phone to read.
Gotcha.
Although, like, hold on. You didn't say this out loud, actually, so I don't know if it's fair.
I'll tell you if I did or not.
Okay, so and this isn't a full-on review. This is just my prediction since Rikki is here. So things Rikki will hate about Guardians. Adam Warlock is a doof.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, not even just a doof, just a fucking douchebag, waste of time, whiny little bitch. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, but at least they explained that he basically literally was not done yet. So I mean,
it doesn't fucking matter. He's a piece of shit. Fuck him.
Either way. The other thing I wrote was literally they never stop with the yucks.
That didn't bother me too much because it's Guardians and I kind of expect that.
Yeah. But I mean, like, there's other times you've blatantly complained that they go with just
but not
dumb shit. So,
yeah, but not Guardians because it's expected. That's literally how they've set that universe up. So
yeah, and then the quote I put was, "It's just plain dumb, Mac." But
the main part, yes.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about overall. I meant specific parts, but
yeah, the main part, absolutely. It's not that it was dumb. It was just unnecessary.
See,
like,
but for me,
you could cut all that out and just have the flashback stuff and just keep the story based around that. It'd be a damn near a perfect movie.
Yeah, but the hard part of just doing that is that there's nothing driving that other than just the flashbacks, and that would reduce it to like 35 minutes. It'd be like one episode of TV. So
the thing is, they had to force the drive because there was no reason for him to have those flashbacks other than people think your life flashes before your eyes before you die. Bullshit. Well, other than that, there's no reasons those flashbacks were happening then. We could have had those literally at any time in any of the Guardians movies.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, like, even James Gunn has said, like, basically his intention kind of from the beginning was that, like, Rocket was essentially the core character of this entire storyline, not just this movie, but like everything. It's like, because basically the last two, the second movie completely fleshed out Star-Lord almost effectively, and then with, the only other person getting real character development was Nebula, in this movie, comparatively. So it's like, yeah, I mean, this was definitely Rocket's movie without a doubt. But it was
I didn't like the tie-in like that at the end, like kind of like forcing everything else out and making it about Rocket. I don't need that, dude. I didn't like I do like the overall completeness of the trilogy. Like it was a build up, a continuing of the adventure, and then a break apart. Like it makes sense. It's good storytelling, but I don't think Rocket should have been the center of all that shit. It should have been Star-Lord.
I think the thing is that the problem with Guardians is that they came together as a group from the beginning, whereas all of the Avengers started out separate and came together. So like the Guardians were just, since the first movie, they've just been a group. So we barely got backstory on any of them, and we never got specific character movies. And like Star-Lord was the main focus last movie, and because there's only going to be the three, you know, Rocket's big thing had to come up because that was always the intention. But like the fact that, and I talked about it, you know, when we did Thor, the fact that Thor came out first due to James Gunn being firing fucked up their storytelling. Like Thor was supposed to be an element of this movie. Like it was supposed to be a part of this movie, and maybe he would have gone off to go do Thor 4 in the middle of it, basically, instead of the Guardians playing a super tiny cameo role in his movie. It would have been maybe the other way around. But like we were supposed to basically get, and this may have even been rushed a little bit, because I think we're supposed to get closer to a quote unquote as Guardians of the Galaxy, and then a more fleshed out story, you know, for Rocket maybe a little bit later. But like I think he said that Adam Warlock was always meant to be the antagonist of this one. You know, so if you would have had Thor and a depowered Star-Lord, basically, you know, having to go against that, but then also having Gamora removed from the equation in Infinity War also fucked up his plans, because that wasn't part of his plan. That's the part that fucking sucks. Is like this is why Marvel is so disjointed now, is that even back then they were just doing shit for the whole universe without thinking about how it was going to affect individual movies. So that's like what happened. And I was listening to a Wakanda Forever review earlier, and they were talking about, like, they were split on the idea of recasting Chadwick, you know, and so that we could keep T'Challa as a character without fucking up the whole rest of the universe where he still needed to be a part of it. And then like half of them were like, no, we're glad that they did it the way they did, so that they didn't do it. But then they mentioned that even Chadwick's brother said, dude, he would not have wanted y'all to move on like this. He would have wanted you to recast it. He wasn't egocentric about this shit. It's like he said, the character deserved better than just him. And to end the character, to completely end the character with him makes it completely egocentric, and he wouldn't have been about that. So it's like after I found that out, I was like, shit. I was like, that's not an I told you so, but it's like but like in this case, with the way, no spoilers, because we still want to do a full review for it later. With the way this movie ends, it's also like, will we really ever get anything from the Guardians in the future? Because James Gunn's gone. He's not coming back to Marvel.
Man, he's at DC now.
Yeah, he's running the show at DC now. So I mean,
they didn't give him a trilogy to run. They gave him the whole fucking caboodle.
Yeah. And I mean, he's done great. All the work he's done for DC so far has been good. So I can't complain. I mean, Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, both good. Like, I'm not great, but definitely good. Actually,
good.
It's like
I like Suicide Squad better than Peacemaker, but I did enjoy Peacemaker.
I enjoyed Peacemaker for the way he built the characters. And
I enjoyed Peacemaker for the opening. That shit trips me out every fucking time.
Like, and listening to Bobby's talk about it and stuff like that, it's like I think that Gunn does like doing dark humor. Just because it seems to be always his bag. But I think
music and dark humor is where he pretty much lives at.
Yeah, and I don't know if he will make that everything, because just because he's the head of it doesn't mean he's going to be directing and writing every movie. It just means that he's on top. He's the Kevin Feige.
Yeah, but he has the vision that everybody has to work towards.
And the thing is, he can have the vision, but as long as he picks the right people below him to make the vision come together, that's really what's going to come down to. And if you have
but if his vision is that it's a dark, humorous thing, then he's going to pick people that are going to make dark, humorous things.
Yeah.
Here's my prediction right now. Yeah. The first time a Batman thing is anywhere near a Guardians type movie, I am totally out, and James Gunn eat all the dicks in the world.
I don't think that will be a problem because I think that he would put somebody in charge of Batman who's more serious. I think the thing is like that with Batman, there's nothing on those lines in Batman's sake. Like
Joker, Riddler, those are Harley Quinn.
But
those are all people he can push that direction.
Yeah, like he's actually pretty good at writing shitty people. So like it's like if James Gunn wants to do anything, let him write the fucking villains because he's actually pretty good at writing somewhat complex bad guys that you feel good for, and then they remind you they're bad guys. You're like, oh yeah, that's right, you are a shitbag, even though you're doing something good in the moment. And like we haven't seen him take on something like Joker quality or anything else like that. Riddler would be interesting because I'd like to see if he would go like highly intelligent, like clean line Riddler, or like kind of out of his fucking mind, Riddler. So
I think he'd go the other direction. I think he would do the suit and top hat.
Like, I think he would too.
Bowler hat, like very highly intellectual, psychotic
Batman animated series. First go Riddler.
Not even more so like the comics, like the ones where he was so good at being intelligent that he tricked people into thinking he was a good guy to the point where cops were hiring him to help him solve cases that he was actually doing.
Exactly.
Like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like that shit.
So, I mean, I think that, like I said, like everybody freaks out about he's going to be the Kevin Feige. It's like he can come up with the overall story.
I'm not freaked out about it. I'm just watching him
but I know
his ass hard.
Yeah, but I mean, there are people who are just like, well, if this is what he did here, it's like he's going to ruin DC. And it's like, hold the fuck on. It's like, because it's like I said, don't think he's going to write every fucking thing. But if he can make a universe plan, like if he sets the universe Bible up and then puts good people in charge of individual movies, then he's going to strike gold. It's like, but he doesn't have to write the script for everything. He doesn't have to do everything about it. But if he can have a unifying vision and good people, like I think after.
But I don't want everything to be. I don't want everything to be Suicide Squad.
No. But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be. Because all he's doing is laying it out. Like all he's doing is giving it direction. That's really what matters. Like direction matters, and that's what Marvel lost. Like because Marvel had really good. Like what was it? Phase 2 was basically all the Russo brothers almost. Like the Russo brothers wrote like half of Phase 2 of Marvel, all of
Phase 3,
and then a good chunk of that. Yeah. Oh yeah,
and that's the problem. That's where it became a problem because then it became a monotonous. It's like here's the thing. It's like people get known for certain things. Like you can tell, you can mute the damn thing and not see any of the opening titles. You can tell a Christopher Nolan new movie just by watching the movie.
Oh yeah, the cinematography.
You can play 5-second guitar riff, and I can tell you if that's Jimi Hendrix or fucking Slash playing it. Like, I 1000%, because they have a sound, they have a look, and that's the thing is the Russos had a sound, they had a look, and 7 movies of that shit gets monotonous.
But the thing is
fucking like, James Gunn has a sound and has a look, and if he puts that on all of DC, that's too much.
Yeah, but the Russos they directed only a few of them, but they were in charge of a chunk of them.
The rest of them, and that's what I'm saying. And so they told the guys,
you can see
make
the difference.
It look like this,
but you can make
it look like this.
Yeah, but the thing is like you can also write, like you can write and direct movies to look different, even if the same person's in charge. It's like because that way they look individual, that they don't look the same. But like that's like saying like what was it?
Name a Marvel movie during their time that didn't look like a Russo movie.
Thor 3. That wasn't
there in their time.
No. Well, let me pull it up then, because I gotta remember. Because like there's a few. Because like not Civil War. Winter Soldier didn't look like
Winter Soldier
Avengers
was
2.
Their time though, wasn't it?
No, that was theirs. That was their movie. I think that was their first big one. Hold on. Russo brothers.
But see,
Marvel.
So, like Captain America: Winter Soldier got Marvel's attention. Like, oh, everybody loved this movie, so therefore everything after that was the same.
So they only did 4 movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they did the
Infinity
4
War and Endgame.
Yeah, so they did the 4 we just mentioned. They did Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And Civil War, Infinity Game, and Endgame are all almost identical.
Infinity Game.
Yep,
that's a new one. Infinity Game. I'm surprised I didn't do that one.
That's my ScarJo.
Yeah. So like, but I mean, they look similar, but they don't feel like the same movie. Like you don't like it. Like Civil War doesn't have like the same feeling of Winter Soldier. Like, I mean, because the themes are kind of close, but they don't feel like the same movie.
But Winter Soldier is the odd man out. Winter Soldier is the one that caught Marvel's attention to give Russo's the power, and then once Russo's had the power to run shit, they made more of the same shits.
Yeah,
like Civil War.
But compared to
Endgame.
But if you go back and you compare it to everything run by Joss Whedon, you know, much
he only
different.
did one thing, and it was trash.
The Avengers?
Yeah, he only did the first one.
I thought he did the second one too.
I don't think he did Ultron.
Pretty sure
I could be wrong, but
I think Ricky's right.
I thought he did.
He came in. I thought he only came in to fix Avengers.
No, no. You're thinking of DC. He came in to save
Justice
DC.
League.
He
I know
was
he did
working
that.
there. Hold on.
But I thought it was only Avengers the first one.
Wasn't the second one done by brothers?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't them. That's what we were just discussing. No, Age of Ultron was his.
I didn't know that because that doesn't look like a Joss Whedon movie.
Yeah. So original Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron were both his.
Nice.
No, let's see. Let me scroll back here.
See, even a blind squirrel gets a nut every once.
Yeah. He's done more. I guess he's done more TV shows than he's done movies. But yeah, he's got. But that's where that was. Yeah, because I could have sworn I was like, yeah, no, Age of Ultron was definitely his. Like, because he left after that to go fix fucking
Justice League.
Justice League.
Justice League.
Yeah.
Trash.
I mean, it wasn't trash. It just wasn't as good as the original Vision. But I mean, anybody who has to come in literally at the fucking 10-yard line and fucking have to recreate a movie,
they didn't have to. That's the problem. Is I still would have loved to see, like, we've seen what it could have been, like, close to, because even that Zack Snyder cut that came out, I guarantee you that's not the exact movie we would have got if he'd ran the whole thing.
Oh, of course not.
It'd have been slightly different than that, but it would have been somewhere in between the two. Well, so it would have been a better movie.
They would have had to cut out so much. Like, the good thing about that movie is because of the length of it, they probably didn't want it that long
to do it as 6 episodes. Yeah. Like 6, and the way the Snyder cut came out, actually, I appreciated that, because if I didn't feel like watching the whole goddamn thing, I didn't have to.
You watch it in parts.
Watch it in parts, like, and that's a weird way to have done it. Like, but it's also kind of symptomatic of the problem of the way some of these movies work. Like, because sometimes trying to cram that big of a story, and we talked about the cramming that much story into 3 hours, isn't even good enough sometimes. It's like sometimes we complain that it's not enough, or I'm sorry, that it is too much, like they should shorten the shit. But like for Justice League, it was obvious they needed more time, but they didn't want to split it into 2 movies. And then all the shit happened with Snyder, causing, all that. But then like, and this was
causing all of what?
To him to leave.
Here, here's a question for you, Shoky, because I think I know Ricky's answer. Which do you prefer, Marvel or DC?
In which context?
Just in general. If you had to pick one.
No, there's different. Like, are you talking about comics?
Yeah, exactly. You're talking about comics, movies, TV.
So, say movies. Okay, then go movies.
Movies than Marvel.
Movies would be Marvel, but like because there's more good movies that I could easily rewatch in Marvel versus DC. There's maybe like DC.
I'm watching The Suicide Squad and I'm watching The Batman. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. So
and it's Snyder's cut.
Yeah. If we're going like purely kind of Snyderverse, I'm going with Man of Steel. And Aquaman. I can rewatch Aquaman because I think it's actually a pretty decent movie. Wonder Woman was good.
I just hate Jason Momoa. He's such a bro dude. It drives me nuts.
I know. I'm tired of him only ever being that character too. But I enjoy Aquaman, like, comparatively. Like, but then I also really like the first Wonder Woman movie. I thought that was actually a really solid movie.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot about the first Wonder Woman.
Yeah, the first Wonder Woman is good.
See the Wonder Woman. Yeah, I'll say all 3 of those you just mentioned: Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Man of Steel. I like all of them up until the endings. I hate the endings on all 3 of those.
Some of the endings are pretty bad. I will give you that. But some of the battles are pretty
straight epic. CGI fuckfest trash endings.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
I didn't like I will die on that hill. I don't like Superman snapping Zod's neck. I will never be okay with that.
I was okay with that. because this is unfortunately not straight up Boy Scout Man of Steel, unfortunately, but it's a Snyderverse. It was already
Other
dark
options
and
still
fucked.
available. Don't care. Don't like it.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. It's not like we had years to bond to this Superman in the first place. So yeah.
Here's the.
But actually, hold on, Alan. You did bring up a good point, because if we really stretch out DC movies, we're going back to like the Keaton era Batman, and then we talk about the Nolanverse Batman. I mean, mind you, those are the only things holding up there, because it's kind of all they had. Like, and then you add in.
That's the best, but they're the two best Batmans.
Yeah.
You can't fuck them. If they fuck them up, they'll rule. They'll ruin kind of like a.
I still don't understand why Dark Knight Rises gets so much heat. That is still my favorite of the trilogy.
Yeah, Rises
people dump on that movie.
It's because
the second one?
It's the Bane. It's the Bane meme.
No, the third one's the Bane one.
It's just the Bane meme. That's all it is. It's his voice. If they hadn't done his voice that way,
it doesn't matter. His voice doesn't bother me.
No, it doesn't bother you. I'm talking about, that's the point. That's why people rag on it. It's like they just became a joke. It's like,
and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I still think the Heath Ledger Joker is way overhyped because of his passing.
And you're wrong.
I don't think he was you can say it all you want
because
they made this story. They made this story about. I remember this shit because I was so looking forward to it. It was gonna be so dark. It was gonna be like the comics. It was gonna be like this. It was gonna be that. It was gonna be the Joker we've always wanted. And then when you go watch it, it's like PG-13 fucking cut fest, dude. Every time he'd go do something fucked up, they just cut away from it. Think about the pencil disappearing trick. Did you see anything happen? No, you didn't. You saw him stick a pencil in it. You saw him grab a guy's head, and then it cut back to everybody's reaction.
Yeah.
They didn't show shit. They promised one thing and gave me something else.
See, I wasn't promised anything. I just went to go watch a movie.
They literally promised he was going to be the darkest Joker, the Joker everybody's been wanting, the one in the comics, the psycho fucking nut job.
Then be mad at the person. Then we talk about this all the time, like almost.
I didn't say he acted it bad.
No. But I'm saying
is overrated.
But what I'm saying is, like, this is the problem, and you call it baggage. I call, basically like presupposition. Like, it's like you were told, or you thought, or you felt that things were going to be one way, and then it didn't go that way. So then you're angry because of what you expected. And I don't mean
they sold me
tickets. I don't mean you. I mean, this is everybody.
Yeah.
Like, but the thing is, when it came to the Dark Knight, I wasn't sold fuck all. I was just like, hey, look, another Batman movie in a, like, to me.
Well, I'm a Batman fan, so I'm paying attention to all that shit when they're announcing it and talking about it and it's coming out. I'm watching all the videos, reading all the articles. I'm ready for it. And they're swearing up and down this thing was going to be something else, and it just wasn't.
For you.
He was cool. He was great as Joker. He was great as Joker, and I loved him more the psychological part, like how he thought and the stuff that he said was great. But they promised me this evil, dark Joker, and he really kind of wasn't. Because he even says it in the movies, like, I don't do shit. It just happens. So he wasn't doing shit. He wasn't a dark, evil Joker. He was just saying the world around him was fucked up, and he just sat back and watched it happen.
Yeah. I mean, like, the thing is, at least with his Joker compared to some of the other ones, is it doesn't seem like just thug violence with some rough planning. His, like, it's like fucking genius level planning, and then lying the whole fucking
But he
way.
doesn't plan. Remember,
he says he doesn't plan. It's like, yeah, that's the thing. It's like he lied the whole fucking time. That entire movie, he didn't tell the truth, but maybe once, and that was talking to Batman.
I don't even think he told the truth then.
No, but I think it was only just that one time of it'd be you and me, basically, forever. It's like his intent by the end of that movie was basically like just baiting Batman to be as bad as him.
I think he could have became an amazing Joker
with more time. Yeah.
Because then they could have built on the character.
If he didn't die, God knows what we would have ever gotten. So but and the cool thing is they didn't kill his character off. Like, so
like they just left that thread hanging.
He actually technically in canon was released when Bane let all the prisoners out of whatever the prison's called. I forgot. Blackgate, yeah, because it wasn't Arkham, because they didn't include Arkham.
Fake Batman fan.
No, I just fucking have too many other Batman universes in my mind.
And they're all Blackgate. The only difference is whether it's Blackgate Blackgate Penitentiary. That's the only thing
that's the thing, is like, because most of the time Joker's in Arkham, not Blackgate. So it's like, and they didn't really touch on Arkham that much in the Nolanverse.
In that one,
in the first one,
was just like, it was just a hospital kind
of thing. It was a mental hospital. That's it. And then it never evolved. And they also never included, like, this is why I think the Batman did more for world building. And I'm excited for what's going to happen in that movie, except for now we have no writers, so we'll see.
And plus we don't know what Gunn's gonna let happen in that. That's the stuff
I think he said.
about.
I think that stuff he's not touching. I think he said like. But I think he said the only thing he's worried about is stuff that's specifically in the DC universe he's creating. Like so like the DC stuff that is sort of extraneous right now, like the Batman, and I think even Shazam isn't technically going to be rolled in there either, but they could continue with Shazam. I think he said like, look, these couple little properties that kind of have a starting point right now, I'm not going to fuck with. Like, so
I still haven't seen the new Shazam. When's that come on?
I think it was already out to rent, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not paying for that shit.
Never seen it.
No, I didn't either.
That goes back to my point. I don't really like. Now I will watch DC, but Marvel would be my. If I have to choose, I watch.
Shazam's another one I will rewatch. I liked it for Shazam. I think it's good.
I've still never seen that full movie. I've seen about 90% of it because I fall asleep like towards the middle every single time.
And
that happens to me with Dune.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think the only thing is with that. The only thing with that is, yes, he's still very brand new at it, and he's still very much in the kid mindset, so he doesn't take anything seriously. And I thought that, and having seen reviews or at least people talk about the second one, basically like he still hasn't really evolved or matured, even though even as a character, Billy Batson has gotten older. Like
what did Bobby say? He's like, the S stands for Solomon. Wisdom. Why is he so stupid?
Yeah, exactly. So like they left some of that shit out, and I think that is and for whatever reason, maybe it's just because they knew that the universe itself was doomed, so they kind of slightly
I'm gonna say
phoned it in.
Very controversial based off of Alan's question, the Marvel versus DC thing. The animated DCEU is better than anything ever put out. I don't care. I will fight anybody on that one. The animated stuff is amazing.
I mean,
and I hate that, and I hate some of the designs. You talk about whether
I hate the designs.
I don't like the new 52 stuff. I hate the looks of some of their costumes.
Yeah.
I hate how they've retouched some of the stuff. Like I hated the ending of Hush, how they switched it.
Yeah.
I hated how they did the Reign of the Superman. Like I did not like how they changed so much stuff. But let me tell you, they're still better than anything Marvel's ever.
Because they were allowed to actually be darker. And this is one reason why I've kind of been on the boat. Like it's fun having live action, quote unquote, comic book movies, but like so much of what they have to do is it's
fantastical.
It's too fantastical because like and like the animated stuff, even going way back to the regular DC AU, before going way back before the movies, just the animated series stuff from Batman and Superman and Justice League, all of that was still like superior storytelling. And even though the animation was lower quality compared to today, or movie level animation, it was still better storytelling than most of the Marvel shit. Now, Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, I thought was actually a pretty good fucking series. Like, but it ended like.
Here's one to have a think about: which is better, X-Men from 93, original X-Men. Batman animated series. You can only pick one.
Which better? Like this is the problem. It's like written better, animated better. Oh, which do I prefer? Batman.
Yeah. Really.
Yeah, I love the X-Men animated series, but I couldn't rewatch it now. Like the animation is so fucking janky. Like, but
no,
Batman.
The first two, I think it's the first 2 or 3 seasons, and then I think when it goes into the 4th, you really see the change in animation.
And I also think like some of the acting is, it's way too early 90s if you catch my drift. But like Batman, I could rewatch all of Batman the animated series, no fucking problem. Like X-Men, I would probably get bored within a few episodes. Like it's just superior writing. I mean, like I'm not saying you said which one's better. I didn't say it's bad. I said it's better.
No, I rewatched. I'm on to season 5 of X-Men. I think the first 3 hold up to that really cool looking comic book thing. But I think it's season 4 where you do see the change in animation.
Oh, they've really changed it up after a couple of years. Yeah, and I hated it. I hated that. Hated that. But really, I think it would have been better. Like, which would be better, X-Men or the Spider-Man animated series?
For the
one from the 90s. Like
That was good.
it was really fucking good. And it was animated mostly well. Like it was a step up from X-Men, but like the stories were actually getting pretty dark and everything else like that. And then of course the weird inclusion of the X-Men every now and then. Like
it's so long. That
and it's
season
another
is so
long show, yeah.
Like 68 episodes.
Yeah. So I mean, like that. I think that's a closer comparison. Like, I know the DC versus Marvel argument is there, but it's like, okay, we're gonna say Batman versus Spider-Man. I probably still lean Batman, but that Spider-Man I would say is better overall than a good chunk of the X-Men.
But the thing about Batman is they the way they did that also was quite ahead of their time. Didn't they? They do that all kind of like in black.
A lot of it was on black backgrounds, and they drew the color in. Yeah,
so it was a bit of a
dark as
cutting
fuck.
edge thing.
Like, and
yeah, I can't really remember most of them. Like I remember a few of them, but like
the major episodes, like the like Emmy.
I remember
like,
the Clayface one,
Heart of Ice,
a Killer Croc one.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many good ones, and like even when you get into the Adventures of Batman and Robin, which was differently animated but the same universe, which I hate most of the character change ups, but I like that the characters continued, and of course expanding on different Robins and whatnot like that. We never got Jason though, did we? In that universe, we never got Jason Todd, right, Rikki?
In which universe?
In the Batman animated series, we never got Jason Todd, right?
Yes and no. Technically you did, but they called him Tim Drake because when you watch the New Adventures of Batman and Robin, the 4th season, that whole entire backstory of Tim Drake is actually Jason Todd.
Okay. Yeah, because I was wondering, it's like, because I didn't hear about Jason Todd until after that. But then they also
even the styling of him, like his uniform, like his Robin uniform, closer to Jason Todd's than it was Tim Drake's.
Well, and then what they did with him with the Batman Beyond movie, Return of the Joker, was also close to Jason Todd's end in a way, very similar, except for the irony being that that's closer to the Jason Todd from the Batman White Knight universe, where he did give up Bruce's secret.
Well, the thing is with Jason Todd is that they did the vote thing. Remember back in the day about killing him off? Well, they supposedly it was somebody found a way to, like, they spammed it. They spammed the number so that it killed him instead of letting him live. And supposedly DC found that out and figured it out and realized that in reality they'd have left him alive, but since they already killed him, they just started using bits of the story they already had set up for Jason Todd for other stuff.
Sure. I mean,
and
it's
later
still a
somebody figured
story.
out a way. Yeah. Then later somebody figured out a way to bring him back with the Under the Red Hood. And brought him back.
So I do have because I was kind of unclear on this. Wasn't Teen Titans technically in the DCAU, the first Teen Titans?
The show?
Yeah. Because
I think it retroactively becomes part of it because they added the new after the DC was already.
Well, I think the thing about it is because if you recall, when Batman runs into Static, like later, he asks him where's Robin, and then he says he's with the Titans. And then who are the Titans? And he said you'll find out later, which was the teaser for the show coming out. So and Static is part of that DCAU. So I think that the original Teen Titans, before they went all goofy later, I believe that was the same continuity, and I think that was Tim Drake, right? Not couldn't have been Dick Grayson.
The Titans was Tim Drake.
Yeah,
Titans was Tim Drake because they had Nightwing in the Titans.
Yeah, at some point, yeah. So yeah, and then of course, and actually, you're talking about that kind of stuff. Young Justice, it was a good, really good fucking show that deserved better. That really deserved better. So I mean, like the thing is like when you ask which is better, Marvel versus DC, there's so much nuance.
Specific.
There's so much nuance because, like we just said, it's like fucking the Spider-Man animated series, fantastic. X-Men, great in its time, but not 100% holds up comparatively.
And if you get into comics, it gets even weirder for me.
Yeah,
I like Batman comics, I like Green Arrow comics, and then from there it's just random DC stuff.
Yeah,
but mostly I like Marvel comics.
And see, I mostly have DC comics.
Like, no, I own DC comics, but I prefer the stories and stuff in the Marvel ones.
And see, I
have no DC comics.
It's in my experience.
I don't know if we could be friends anymore, man.
But see, like I'll give you a couple of my spares, Alan, so you can be friends. So in my experience, the DC writing at the time was better than what the Marvel continuity. So like I got in around Dark Knight's Metal and then the post Rebirth stuff. So like when they fucking fixed everything.
You're talking about all modern stuff.
I'm just talking about well, I'm just because that's my experience with it. So it's like at the time Marvel was just like nobody's, and you could see it on the day. Like you go in on Tuesday or Wednesday, and you go pick up your fucking new books, and like the Marvel stuff is just sitting there, and the DC stuff is running out. Like it's just like DC was writing better. It's like,
and guess who that was? Scott Snyder.
Was it Scott Snyder?
Yep, mostly Snyder did all the fucking Metal and Rebirth.
I thought that was the other Snyder.
No, it's Zack Snyder's brother.
Oh, yeah, I was right. It is the other brother.
That's what I said. The brother.
Yeah.
Scott Snyder.
Yeah, no, Scott Snyder, great. I like all that writing and the setting up.
He introduced all the Court of Owls, the Metals, all that shit was Scott Snyder, dude.
Yeah, and so I really like all of that storytelling. Even the stuff like I've gone back to, I don't own, but I've watched Comic Story, and so they go over the entire run of the comic, the whole story, read it out for you, that kind of stuff. So I enjoy like so much of that, and for it to all like turn into like such a ridiculous fucking universe altering thing later, like not that that's a good thing, but but like I just enjoyed those better. And then now one of my favorite fucking runs is a DC comic. It's a Batman comic. Out of the like 35 currently running Batman fucking titles, the only one I give a shit about is White Knight universe. Because it's just
I've still never read it.
It's fun.
I've heard.
Actually, Rikki, I tell a lie. I have 2 Batman books.
Okay, good. Then we're still friends.
Yep. There you go.
As long as you don't have 0.
Yeah.
I have the Dark Knight and Hush. An original Hush, actually.
Nice.
Black and white Hush.
Yeah, Hush is one of my favorites. I almost said Hush too because of your fucking accent, but yeah, Hush is one of my favorites.
I actually haven't read it in a while.
And yeah, I agree with you with the changes to the Hush movie. We're like, what the fuck?
And I even have the coloring book version of that Hush graphic novel. Like it's literally the same exact book. They just removed all.
Yeah, just remove all the color. I like it when you can get those, so you can actually do that stuff. I need to find out why the fuck my insurance company called me. That is weird.
I never did color it in because I'm like, I love it. I love the concept of it. I think Karen the boys got it for me for Father's Day one year or something. I'm like, I love the concept of it, and I do like the color. Like sometimes I get pissed off. I have like a cussing coloring book that I can color in cuss words and stuff. But I see no point in doing it with that because I would literally just color it to look just like the actual comic already because my brain is not going to let me change any of it. I'm like, nope, that's not right.
Well, see what would be better is if you had a digital version of that, so you could do it, undo it, do another version. If you have just the one, is like, I don't want to fucking.
But no matter how many I did it, I would color it the same way so it looks just like the original.
See, I would probably add some type of different.
Nope, I wouldn't.
But that's me.
About it because that damn graphic novel is damn near perfect.
Fine. Actually, speaking of comics, I didn't even talk about those. So, so because I forgot what fucking day it was because I was in the hospital, I forgot to go to get comics yesterday, so I had to order them online. Oh, it turns out like apparently the current issue of the Power Rangers comic apparently has some misprints and fuck ups in it. So I don't know what it is, but I'll see it when I get it. It was a warning on the actual thing when I purchased it. It's like, hey, by the way, all of these are fucked up somehow. So like,
which comic?
The new Power Rangers issue. It's like, oh, now I want to see, because like my local store doesn't usually order a ton of it. So like if I don't get there the first day, I probably won't get the covers I want. But if I go to my comic shop, I usually can get what I want without a problem. It's Jesus Christ, variant covers. Like, I don't go crazy on them, but sometimes I need them. I was looking, and which one was it? Oh, was it the Power Rangers? Yeah, it was Power Rangers comics. And I was scrolling through, and I was like, let's go look at these variants. And so, like $12, $25. And then I scrolled down, and I found it was $65 fucking dollars. I'm like, okay, I did see that one in store. I'm glad I didn't fucking go to buy it. It's like, nope, sorry. It's like, that is not. It's like, it's a nice cover, but I ain't paying $65 fucking dollars for it if it ain't something like massively classic or see.
Does it give you a blowjob?
Yeah, exactly. Does it come with the blowjob? Yeah. And wait, was it? Yeah, that was. I don't know. The problem is I'm buying fucking 2 different Ninja Turtle comics, and one of those Ninja Turtle comics is a Power Rangers crossover, and then I had the Power Rangers comics, so it's like, fuck.
I don't like that. I don't like sometimes they do crossovers like that.
This one's actually good though because like they're doing what all the '90s kids wanted and actually crossing over to Ninja Turtles with the Power Rangers and making it good, unlike the time we got it on TV, which was fucking horrendous.
I loved the Batman and Turtles crossover. I thought that was
that was good too. That animated movie not as good as the comics, in my opinion.
I like and dislike that at the same time because I own the trade backs of all three of them.
Yeah,
because they ended up making three of them.
Of course.
And I don't like the mutated versions of all. Like they made Joker like a snake and all this. Like that shit. That was too much. That was too much. Come to our universe. Let's fight each other. But you don't need to go mutating this universe to try to make it match that fucking universe.
You know what's funny is I didn't bother to get the DC, the Justice League versus Power Rangers comics.
What?
Did you get the Batmobile?
Latte. Sorry.
Kara's there?
Yeah.
Hi, Kara.
Kara.
Hello, Mrs. Rikki.
Yeah. Shoki said hi, Kara, and said hi, Mrs. Rikki.
Mrs. Ricky's mom.
I like that.
Oh, yeah?
Next time I'm giving it to you, I'm gonna call you Mrs. Rikki.
Can Ricky come out to play with the Irishman?
Oh, you like that, Mrs. Rikki? You like that?
Mr. Kara?
You like that? No,
Mr.
No.
Kara, yeah.
Come on, Mr. Kara.
Fuck no.
Yeah, let's do. There we go.
No.
We'll refer to him as
Mr.
You're Mr. Kara now.
Ricky, can
she locked you down?
Ricky allowed to come out to play next week?
Hey, Kara. I want to know, am I allowed to go out and play next week with all my friends in the playground?
I guess.
See,
said, I guess.
This is.
I gotta do all my chores first.
Yeah. See, it's sad. I wish Kara was coming along because
she's pointing at her vagina and saying chores.
Oh, okay.
I told on you. You think I'm gonna let you sit over there and shit? No, you should have said it out loud. You should have fucking owned that. Fucking, you got it. Sorry, guys, gotta go do my chores.
See, it's too bad she's not coming along because Jessica would need somebody cool to hang out with.
Yeah. Well, there's a problem with what you just said.
Yeah.
He said it's too bad you're not coming along because Jessica needs somebody cool to hang out with. He doesn't realize how not cool you are. You're cool by proxy.
That's okay. Jessica's not cool either.
I think it's the opposite.
He said that's cool because Jess isn't cool either. Y'all can sit around and talk about Grey's Anatomy like fucking doofs.
They really could, and it would be fine.
Yeah, I can't do it because of schooling.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's just sad. We'll have to figure out another day.
They could set up a podcast and talk about Grey's Anatomy.
We've tried. Kara's down for it.
It's too hard to put together some days. Like
it's just Jess. She doesn't want to get on a microphone.
No, she doesn't want to get on camera. Yeah, which is fine. We could make that happen.
Make her sit there with a ghost face outfit on.
I mean, literally, I would turn the camera off for all it fucking matters. But
what'd be funny is don't tell her. Just use her picture as like the thumbnail, so she's still on camera.
Yeah, there we go. That's how you do it. Yeah, it's just their picture. That's okay. It would have to be an approved.
On camera, babe. Don't worry about it.
It would have to be an approved picture.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And by the way, I don't remember what shot they gave me, but it still fucking hurts. Like the IVs they gave me and all that shit. Like don't even hurt. Like the fucking blood draws. I did 4 fucking punctures for blood draws and barely got any. But the actual IV.
That's because the shot went into your muscle.
No, I know. But I'm saying, like, of all the things they did to me, that's the only thing that fucking. Like, normally I bruise like a motherfucker whenever they take blood from right here or give me an IV. But, like, this is, like, just a little bit of pinkness. But, like, that still fucking hurts. That was Sunday. That was fucking Sunday afternoon. That shit still hurts. It's fucking Thursday. Like,
you know what you need? You need a spoonful of cement.
No. No, thank you.
You need a bit of cement.
He's already been blocked up. He doesn't need to do it.
It's like, no, I can effectively block myself up. Thank you. I don't need.
No, I can do that with mac and cheese.
He needs to toughen the fuck up, Ricky.
Yeah, I knew what you were talking about.
No, I'm good.
He was telling you to stop being a pussy.
I mean, I think they actually just hit a nerve is really what it is. Like, because I've had shots and I didn't give a fuck. But I think you are
just a bundle of fucking nerves. You're like a walking girl.
Well, most people have a giant bundle of nerves. It's called a nervous
system. Not me. My ex-wife got on my last one, so I cut that bitch out.
Right. So, the one time my arm does decide to not go numb, it's fucking when I get the fucking shot.
Yeah, but those ones the shots go intramuscular, so those always hurt longer.
Oh, by the way, the other thing I didn't mention because we hadn't recorded since it happened, I didn't mention this last week, so I got my physical, right? And like, basically you're fat. Fucking stop being fat was basically all they said. So because I'm fat,
they get paid $200,000 a year to say that, right?
yeah. So instead of like, I even mentioned it to the doctor. I'm like, yeah, it's like, because I've been looking at it, because I know a lot of my problem is habit and being bored and stuff like that. It's not so much that I just can't stop eating. It's like I eat mindlessly sometimes, and I eat shit that's really bad for me. And so basically, they're like, "Well, we'll put you on Ozempic."
They're gonna make you throw it all up, make you not hungry.
I guess, yeah. That's their thing. Is basically just fucking make me starve myself because I'll be rejecting fucking anything I normally would eat, and like it's not a permanent deal. It's like for 8 weeks basically. Yeah, and I was like, basically I based it on cost.
Tell them no, thank you. I can be bulimic for free.
Clearly, I can't.
Yeah, you do.
Seriously though, like otherwise, there's literally, I have hospital bills now to prove otherwise. Because if I was bulimic, I would not have a blockage. So
see, but I set you up for the joke and you missed it there, man.
I don't care.
You could be bulimic. You could read minds.
Oh, I forgot about that joke.
What's that from?
Zoolander, yeah.
Oh.
So
in 3rd grade, I was bulimic. You could read minds.
Yeah, that is so goddamn dumb. But like so I haven't done it yet because clearly I decided to empty my bowels the hard way.
Literally
the hard way, yeah. So now I'm literally on a forced fucking diet. So it's like, hey, maybe I'll just accidentally walk myself into fucking eating better because I nearly died for eating bad. See,
that's like my biggest problem is it's not that I eat. I really don't eat a lot. If I a day, you'd be like, and that's it for 24 hours. I'm like, yep. But the problem is when I eat. Yeah. Like I'll eat when I go lay down.
Yeah. The worst fucking time. Yeah.
I'll eat right as I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
Like I'll make a sandwich and that's when I'll eat.
Yeah. So actually the thing is, like, the majority of the weight I put on that basically started me down, like I used to actually be fit back in high school, college days. But like when I started working pizza and working late nights, like I'd fucking bring home a extra large pizza, eat half of it, and then go right to fucking bed at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
It's like, so like I put on like 40 pounds in like 3 months just doing that shit.
It's easy to put on. It's so hard to get off, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was the same
pretty
me
easy
when
to get
come
off.
home from training, you're so fucking awake.
Yeah.
So that's why I did it to fuck with Shoki. Like I took pictures of what I made for food yesterday.
Asshole.
I grilled some Italian sausages. I chopped up some peppers and onions and fried them up in the pan and did the whole sausage dog things. And then I had tater tots. And let me tell you, I didn't eat a quarter of those pictures that I sent you.
I knew it wasn't all for you, but
yeah, like not even a quarter.
So the thing is, like, I could have eaten.
You're a chef, Rikki.
Yeah. So.
Oh my God, my friend, I think you are exactly now the same as my friend Daryl. He's a chef, and you similarities.
Your American Daryl.
Yeah. It's crazy. when you do that shit all day at work. Have you ever seen a mechanic's car? They're usually fucking beaters. They don't give a shit about that stuff when they get home.
Right fucking here.
They don't give a shit about that when their car drives better than anything fancy you got on the fucking road because they know how to work on it and they don't get rid of it. I'm the same way. When I come home, I'm not trying to cook nothing goddamn fancy. I want the quick, easy, and taste good stuff.
Yeah, and that's the stuff that usually is bad for you. So like between me and Jessica, we both want to lose weight. And she wants to go the surgical route. And I said, you can't even handle the not eating a bunch route or the working out part. And like, not to be, and I kind of had to be very blunt with her. I was like, and I told her flat out, I was like, if you can prove to me that you can eat right and exercise for 2 months straight, we'll get you the fucking surgery.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to let you know a secret. There is no things that are good for you or bad for you.
No,
everything is the same. It's all quantity.
Well, that's what I mean. Quantity. It's the thing is, but there are things you should probably minimize, such as like just constant sugary treats, and drinking sodas.
You eat those too, but it's portion control. Like let me tell you the trick. They have adult size ones of these, but you get like those divider plates like you used to have for babies, And they're literally labeled. One will say protein, one will say starch, and one will say veggie. And you put those exact amounts in there, and you start at the protein, you eat the vegetable, and then you eat the starch. And as you keep doing that, your stomach will shrink. It'll start burning off the shit that you have in your body.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to, and eventually you'll get less and less into that plate. Like you'll get halfway through the starches and be done.
Yeah.
And then you'll be cutting out the starch almost completely. But you want to eat it's all portion control.
Yeah, I know.
But naturally, humans should be eating 5 meals a day, small meals.
Yeah,
5 small meals a day.
Yeah.
None of this big meals at any fucking time shit. The only
especially-
time you ever carb load for people back in the day, the only time they carb load is if they were going out to work the fucking fields and chop goddamn trees down, and that's because they needed that extra energy.
Yeah, just like anybody who's going to either be doing like a whole lot of fucking lifting or running or something like that, you carb load for that shit.
Yep.
But you don't do it every fucking day.
Nope. When I was in high school, when I was in football, I was 230 pounds, like a brick shit house, just muscle.
Yeah.
And that's what our coach used to do. Like when we were having, like we had training, we had football practice one day, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry. It was Monday, Wednesdays, Thursdays. Tuesdays and Fridays were Monday and Wednesdays were practice. Tuesday, Thursdays were weightlifting. Friday was film because we played Friday nights.
Sure.
But on weightlifting days, you'd go walk in there, and the first thing you do, he'd hand you a bowl of fucking boiled pasta. That's all it was. There was no butter, no pasta, salt and pepper, no nothing. You're not there for fucking flavor. He doesn't give a shit. There's no sauce on it. You're just there for fucking carbs, and you are.
I mean, salt might have been okay.
Get over there and start fucking working out.
Yeah.
We were only given carbs after games, so I played basketball. That's all we were given after games, carbs, because like they wouldn't starve us, but we would be like super lean and fucking.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, and because like, and the thing is, like, I never, because obviously I wasn't cooking for myself when I was young, for the most part, but like I was always eating just normal portions of stuff, some fast food here and there. I didn't have much money. I only barely had a job. So, it's only that. I mean, like, I got a little pudge, but nothing like now, like reasonable amount of pudge, considering I never did any specific sport. I was in athletics, and then I had PE, and then, just did physical fucking work. Like, and then I was
another good thing that helps you is your fucking drinking limit. Like here, it's 18, but people, like I started drinking when I was 13.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's one thing you do have, and like, because alcohol, like,
that's the other thing. That's the other major problem.
I was drinking from the age of fucking 14. So
yeah.
it was like near the end of basketball, we were drinking 5 nights a week, training twice.
Jesus.
So we were kind of just fucking rolling over.
Yeah.
Now who's Irish, motherfucker?
The Irishman, weird. The Irish guy is definitely Irish.
They were chugging beers before they started the big game.
Yeah, before they
before
they could drive.
Our coach used to give the fuck out. But see, I was allowed. I was actually legal. But it was so fucked up. We went down to like a game in Cork, and the coaches were like, "What are you doing in the bar? You're supposed to be in bed." It's like, "No, I'm not allowed to have a drink." Well, then they'll play the next day. I got cut.
Ooh,
damn. Yeah, because
you weren't serious.
And the funny thing is, like, even now, like every now and then, I have like one heavy day of drinking, like a party or a beer release. But like most of the time when we're doing these things, I have a beer. When I'm doing a live stream, I'll have like a beer.
If you want a drink to get that nice little feel, you have to go clears, man. Anything with color of any kind, anything in a can carbonated, all that, so much sugars in that shit, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I drink a lot of tequila.
I can't remember the last time I had beer.
I drink a lot of tequila and vodka and some whiskey. So, I mean,
I can't remember the exact day, but I know it's been about 20 years since I had a beer.
Yeah. I drink beer enough.
What do you drink? Yeah, you drink whiskey. Yeah.
Yep.
So, but I mean, like, it even if it's like, if I was doing enough, like in my mind, like, cause I know myself, I know my body. If I just do the work, I will burn shit off, even if I'm eating like shit. Like, because it's just, it's like, I've got to, like, all of my family, like, basically, like, most of the dudes have a belly, but then, like, they're strong and built like a fucking shit brick house, even until into like their later years, because we've all grown up doing fucking physical work our whole goddamn life. Like, there's Alan's belly. Yep. I'd show you mine, but there's
hold on. Let me put my camera back on. Hold on.
No, fuck off.
Hold on.
You asshole.
Was it his asshole? I missed it.
I didn't look, but it's like there was butt promised, and I didn't want it. Stop doing it. I have, but like, no, 'cause you can't see my belly. It's all
How's that feel, baby?
Unfortunately, I'm
Lower.
super hairy as well. So, I've got the belly and I'm fucking hairy. But like when I was going to the gym like 2-3 days or 2 or 3 days a week, and then walking like 1 to 2 days a week and doing my job, I was significantly better off.
I'm gonna prove my Irish heritage right here. That's all 3 of my chest hairs.
Here, let me prove my Slavic heritage real quick.
Oh my god, he's wearing a beaver
Hold
pelt.
on, wait. Let's just bring it all out. Hold on, we'll just go up with the shoulder.
Arms?
Look at this.
Jesus.
Look at it. Goes all the way the fuck up.
This motherfucker's wearing a fucking moose fur jacket underneath his clothes.
Hold on, I will tell you.
All I can see is your head.
Yeah,
you're like.
I will tell you right now.
I'm holding my phone.
I will tell you right now. My shoulders are my ex's fault, because she said my shoulders were too hairy and she wanted me to shave them. So I shaved them for a couple months. Now it's way worse. Like would happen, and she didn't hold up her end of the bargain. She said she would quit smoking if I would shave my shoulders constantly, and she didn't quit smoking, so I quit shaving. So and now unfortunately she has cancer. So.
Oh my god, that was a horrible.
I said unfortunately.
Yeah, but you said it while laughing.
I did not say it while lauing. I said it with a smile.
Did you like? And now, unfortunately, she has cancer.
Yeah, it's like, so realistically, I got hairy shoulders.
Bitch, no, you made me shave my shoulders. Now you get cancer.
No, look at it. Look at it this way. I just got hairier shoulders. Unfortunately, she got cancer. She got a hairier tumor. So she should have quit smoking, perhaps. And by the way,
my non-hairy shoulders. My cigarette.
By the way, that's also the shout out for her Give Send Go to help support her cancer treatment. By all means, it'll be in the description. I have not heard back from her in like a week, so I hope she's doing okay.
I know it makes me an asshole, but no, I don't do any of that shit, dude. Like my grandmother went through cancer, and guess who gave her shit? Herself.
Yeah.
In our family. Like, and I don't do all that.
Yeah, well,
I'm not a fan of that shit, dude. Like, we got one going on right now, like this kid, and this is a sad story. I'm not saying it's not a sad story, but a kid he killed himself. He was like 13, 14, he killed himself.
Yeah.
And the school had been telling his parents that this kid is saying and doing some fucked up shit. Y'all need to get him looked at and get him talking to somebody. And they didn't. So now the people are on Facebook blaming the school for allowing it to happen. And they started a GoFundMe to bury their 14-year-old kid. And people, they got like $1 million sitting in that motherfucker. It don't take that much to drop somebody in the ground.
Yeah. Well, it's about that much. But yeah. It's about 10 to 15 grand, depending. But yeah.
That's not anywhere near $1 million, dude.
No, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. It's like literally no. But I'm saying that
it's like what they should do is they should use the rest of the money, give it to the charity, give it like
they absolutely should.
These are the parents that didn't. There was nothing wrong with their kid, and are directly blaming the people that were telling them there was something wrong with their kid.
And the schools should fucking sue them for that money.
Well, they're not suing them for the money. They're trying to get them for defamation.
Yeah, they have to. Defamation.
Because they are directly doxing one of the teachers. They put her name and address directly out to public.
And that's damages. The thing is with defamation and stuff like that, you have to be able to prove damages, and the school can, because if they ruin the school's reputation and specific teachers' reputations by name,
loss of job, loss of income,
any of it. People coming to their house.
They have to move because you put their address out, so now they got to buy a house.
People attacking them on social media, doing all this other shit. If you can prove damages, because I mean, basically that's not to really go there, but that's what they did to Alex Jones. They claimed damages because him talking about the Sandy Hook thing, even though he only did it like a handful of times, people got up in an uproar and started going after the family. So they claimed damages because he talked about them. So in this case, the school should be, and the teacher specifically should be like, we told you what was happening and you did nothing. And like, so that is not on us. Now,
this is ongoing, so that might end up happening.
Yeah, and I hope
like last week or the week before,
and I hope regardless, the right thing is done. Like, because I don't know all the stories, so I'm not going to 100% take sides. But I hope that the right thing gets done, and shitty people don't continue to be able to be shitty people.
See, now I've done GoFundMes for little stuff, like more the opposite direction, like. A service member or a firefighter or a police officer died in the line of duty.
Yeah.
And they had kids.
Yeah.
That's a whole different ball of wax. I don't mind throwing to help with their kids.
Yeah.
Don't tell me it's a sad story about putting them up. dude, I can dig you a 6-foot hole in the ground for fucking free. Just give me a shovel in an hour or two.
Actually, that would be breaking the law in most states.
It's breaking the law in all the states.
Yeah,
but fuck them. So
I don't want to butt fuck them.
You just realized Shuki doesn't like butts.
One T,
comma, but
now I just start speaking my commas. God damn it! But yeah, like I just don't. To me, that's taking advantage of.
Oh, I agree. There's a lot of them that are bullshit.
Well, it's not that it's bullshit. It's misusing, like, because people feel bad for stuff like that, and it doesn't take much. Like, you understand how quickly that money stacks up.
Oh yeah,
I can give $1, you can give $1, and he can give $1. That seems nothing. We all just gave $1.
Yeah,
but they just made $3, like instantaneously,
yeah.
like for nothing.
Yeah.
That shit stacks up very fast. With those GoFundMe's, they should have cutoffs. Not a.
Oh, I agree. If the goal,
not
if
a
the
limit
goal
to reach, not a goal and be able to go past it. It should stop.
Like,
we need this much to bury our son and take care of that.
I would say that there should be a percentage cutoff.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you don't go over 20% extra. Like, especially depending on the amount, like it's
not a fucking Kickstarter. You don't need.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing past that.
Yeah. So
you're telling me you need money to bury your son. Yeah. I am an empathetic person, and I am a father, and I know how that must feel. Yeah. I would gladly give you money for that shit, but you don't need $1 million for it.
But see,
nothing you can tell me that.
Yeah.
Oh well, it's the loss of our. You could give me all the money in the world, and if I had to bury one of my kids, it would never make me.
No amount of money is going to help you.
Giving me all the money is going to make me feel better,
and especially if you didn't feel bad when they were alive. If you didn't feel bad when they were alive, I don't believe you when they're gone. Yep. I'm sorry. Yep. It's like I feel bad. I feel bad that your child killed themselves because you're a shitty parent.
Well, I won't even put that blame on them.
But I'm saying if they didn't help,
trying to stop.
Yeah.
Because even if they were actively trying to stop, the kid still might have gone through with it. There's no.
Yeah. The end goal wasn't the problem, but if they did nothing,
they weren't even trying.
Yeah.
They were actively arguing against it. There's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah. Exactly.
The teachers mean to them.
Yeah. Exactly. Shitty parents. And the thing is like whether it's Give, Send, Go or GoFundMe or whoever, realistically, you can actually, I think, like appeal, basically be like, look, this is under a court case right now. They don't deserve any money for this because of the situation. You can't hold the money or refund the money until later. Like, because let's
make it less like a, not really political, but less hot buttonish. Let's specifically talk about your ex.
Yeah, she just needs money for her cancer treatment.
Her bills are $10,000. Then the cutoff is $10,000.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Not an open ended. Just keep giving me. All of a sudden, I got $500,000.
Exactly.
Just sitting in my bank account.
Yeah. No, I think it's 17,000 is the top for it, and
but then they can just start another one.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's the fucked up part.
You just fire off a fucking another one.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people who make another one is not necessarily because the first one completed. I think a lot of it is like, well, we fell short because like the funny thing is, like, you know, if a Kickstarter fails, you get your money back, right? Usually, but like if it's a GoFundMe, if you fail, you still get the money. It's like well, we didn't get our goal. But
there's differences. Like, I've given money, you know, well, you might have seen or heard of Eric B. in the Realm.
Yeah, exactly.
And with Bobby too. So Eric B. So and I'm only talking about this because he openly talks about giving out information that he wouldn't say.
Yeah, exactly.
Him and his wife had started a non-for-profit organization to help with the ongoing research towards a cure for sickle cell anemia because their youngest daughter, Miss Kennedy, and let me tell you, one of the sweetest kids I've ever met in my life, has sickle cell and has to deal with it constantly. And so they started a non-for-profit organization, and every once in a while he'll throw up a fundraiser, and I have donated to that, and he'll do raffles on stuff. I have donated to that. It's Kennedy's Village.
Yeah, because I've seen the post. I've seen the post around Christmas and whatnot.
That's one of those type things where it's an ongoing thing, so there is no cap to the money because they don't know how much it's going to cost to fix it.
That's different. And that's a not-for-profit.
Yep. And
so
that's hugely different.
I assume it's a 501c3 probably.
I'm sure thing, C3PO. How the fuck do I know?
Because there's the paperwork you have to file to get nonprofit.
Fancy fucking bullshit. I don't fucking know. What do I have?
Well, because
dick. I don't fucking know.
Because I ran a donation based charity for a couple of years here on my channel So like, but I never got big enough to qualify for.
But you asked me like I'm supposed to fucking know.
No, but what I'm getting at is like, but I
don't
never
even like borrowing $5 from somebody.
Yeah, but I never because
really
depending on how you file, you have to have like a board. You have to have all kinds of shit. You know, you have to make it a real proper organization. Like I think for most 501c3s, you have to have a board of at minimum 3 people. You know, and they have to be connected to you. They can't just be randoms. You know, and they also can't like possibly benefit for it. But what I was getting at was that like I never received enough to go that high to bother with the thing. But also my charity was varying. So, you know, I would have had been a slightly more open charity cause, like, or an organization that would pick a specific cause per year, you know, but, you know, otherwise not take any kind of money myself.
The reason why I'm bringing that up is to show it's not that I'm just, nope, I don't give money to nobody. No, I look at each individual thing. There's groupings. If it's an open-ended thing where it's a constant ongoing thing, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Where you have a set number that you need to reach, then that needs to be the limit. If you're just on, I've seen them start them motherfuckers on Facebook because their car broke down.
Yeah.
I'm like,
well, hold on.
Some dicks.
Hold on.
Let me give you
our own co-host had that.
Fucking tire. Get the fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck who. No.
But remember, our own co-host had to do that. Remember?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Mike.
I don't care.
Mike had to do that. Remember?
I don't care.
Yeah.
So
like
that don't change my thoughts on it. Yeah. I love Mike to death, but I didn't give Mike any money. And that's not anything against him personally. I know he's got to deal.
What a dick. Didn't get.
But we all got to deal with shit. Really?
Yeah.
My car's fucked up. You gonna send me some money? I'll send you my PayPal right fucking now.
Okay, I'll send you. I'll send you 50 cents.
My car's fucked up right now.
It's because you drive a Tahoe.
No, I don't.
Oh,
that's how dumb you are. I drive an Explorer. Eat a dick.
Oh, I thought you had a Tahoe.
No.
I don't know why.
No.
Oh, it's an Explorer. That's your fault.
So,
I'm not giving you money.
Yeah, so point is,
you bought an Exploder. That's your fault.
Mine doesn't explode. It's not any of that. It's because the electronics got wet. Because I've never had a car that had a sunroof before, and I didn't know about the bleeder lines. And like the first week I had that motherfucker, we had a Florida storm.
Yeah.
And it fucking flooded my car because those lines were blocked up, and it just came back into my car and fucked my electronics.
What's up, Al?
I have a flat wheel. Will you help me fix that?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I would help you fix it, but I'm not going to give you any money.
Hey, I got a quarter tank of gas. I got a quarter tank of gas, and I need to get to work tomorrow. You want to give me some money? No, fuck all that.
Pay to fly me to Ireland. I will fucking fix your tire for you.
Fuck all that.
That's your charity. You pay for me to come help you.
Like, and to bring it back, so I don't sound too much like a dickhead. Mike and I are friends. If Mike needed money for gas or needed some money to put towards something, he hits me up, says, "Hey, Rikki, I need to borrow blah blah blah." But I'm not going to sign up for a GoFundMe for a flat tire. No,
not for a flat tire.
Never.
No, but like he was trying not to lose his house.
That's not the same thing now, is it?
No, but I'm saying neither.
But
is
you're
cancer,
like, our co-host.
But you said fix a car. It's like Mike literally needed to fix his car so he could get a job.
Does Mike have a kids?
Yes.
Yes, exactly. So
and you didn't donate to him, so you already broke your own rule.
His house. So that's because I don't believe Canada's a real place. So how am I send money up there? It's not a real place.
For those who can't see it, Al just fell over laughing.
Like it's not.
He's turning
real,
fucking
dude.
red.
Sending money to Canada is like helping the Nigerian prince get out of prison to get his throne back. No, thank you,
dude. We sent $130 billion to fucking Ukraine.
No, don't say we. I didn't send nothing.
Your tax dollars fucking went over there.
Oh yeah, I didn't choose that.
Exactly. That's the problem, isn't it? Should be able to choose where our fucking tax dollars go.
They need the government.
See, if we could choose where our tax dollars go,
taxes, they should have GoFundMes for the government.
Dude, no joke. No joke. This was brought up. No joke. This was fucking brought up on a podcast I watched this morning. They brought this up. Instead of taxes, have fucking pay to vote fucking TV shows based on government things. So the thing is, it's like you pay in whatever, like $5 or whatever to vote for a thing. Like they were talking about in this particular case, if a certain person gets in to be president next, you get to vote on who he fires out of the government to redo things. So, but you pay to get your votes in there as like a TV show. It's like instead of taxes, give us dumb shit to pay for that we don't care about. But actually, I going way off topic. You know, imagine if we could choose our tax dollars going to find a fucking cure for sickle cell anemia.
You should do a poll.
A poll?
Dude, no. Yeah, like do a poll about doing polls.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not. I don't have enough core. I don't have enough core for that.
I'm not doing a poll, but I do an Irish roll regularly. Hey-o.
I do an Italian poll.
Ah, nice.
An Italian poll.
His wife's part Polish.
My missus is 100% Italian.
Well, then she's not a Pole.
No,
I was talking about
he's
Polish.
talking Polish person is what he was getting at.
You said go
A
do a
poll.
poll, and I said no, I'm doing an Irish woman.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Hold on.
You broke Alan.
And then one of the biggest mitigating.
I'm not
factors
donating for that, by the way.
Look, one of the biggest mitigating factors that a lot of people don't take into context is I just might not have money to give somebody.
Oh yeah.
Like,
And
sometimes it hits at the same time. Like I have to deal with shit too, man. Like
Look,
Kara and I are sitting here trying to figure out our finances. We're both making more than we did 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And somehow we have no breathing room.
No.
2 years ago,
dude, the more money you make,
like,
the less money you have.
Nothing. And now, but everything's so expensive. Like we've talked about it. Like I can see it because doing the budgeting and stuff for ordering for work and stuff. I see the price changes.
Yeah, of
and
course.
She's like, she comes back from the grocery store. She's like, I spent $150. I'm like, what? In these 3 bags of groceries? And she's like, yep. I'm like, I told you everything's going up.
Everything's going up. Almost out of control inflation here, but that's a whole different.
Never goes down.
It is not almost. It totally is.
Yeah.
It's way.
It actually can go down. Unfortunately, our government doesn't care about it going down.
Well, it's not just the government. It's the same thing I talked about the gas. It's the same thing I talked to you about gas before too. It's a corporation thing too.
Well, because
they can choose not to charge us that much for.
Well, the problem is that they can choose to not do that, but they also can choose to not pay their employees because they're not making profits like they were. If everything,
but that's the thing is if everything went down in price, their employees wouldn't have to make that much because they don't need that much money to survive on. So you could lower
but the thing is, they still have to pay them the same amount, like because you can't pay them less for doing the same job that they were doing yesterday.
Sure, you can.
No, you can't.
Overpaying everybody for go back to barter and trades, man. Like it's fucking dumb. Like it's
when have you
dumb
ever heard someone complain about being overpaid?
But
when it pushes you into a different tax bracket and you get fucked, that is actually when you get overpaid, which has happened.
That's why you got to get up to the 1% because then you don't have to worry about taxes and you get to keep all your money.
What do you mean? What the fuck are you talking about? You think the 1% fucking keep their money?
Dude, have you seen their tax fucking breaks the motherfuckers get? I'll be like,
I mean
$1 billion.
The corporate 1%ers? Sure, yeah, they write their own fucking tax breaks.
Exactly.
Yeah, that a tax break is not keeping your money. It's not having to spend
You're not getting rid of it.
Yeah,
it's not getting rid of it.
No, it just means the government tells you where your money goes without going through them.
I don't know how to verbalize it correctly enough to debate you on it, but all these numbers are made up. It's all inflation, cost of living, all that shit is a made up number that somebody started making up, and then people just keep adding to it.
Well, most of it's math, and then
it's a car that has to drive 50 miles a day shouldn't cost more than a car that 60 years ago had to drive that same fucking miles. You know what I mean? It's still the same 50 fucking miles, but you're charging me more for the gas to go that same route.
Well, the thing is, you only look at it as the cost of gas, except you're not remembering that the road has already been redone 4 times in 50 years, and that road's got to get paid for out of your pocket. So that money comes out of somewhere else.
But why does the road cost that much to make?
Because this fucking more road has to be made.
But why does it cost that much?
Because
you have to.
Because it ain't free.
You have to drive this truck out there, which needs the gas. You have to drive this truck out there, which it costs this much to buy that truck. You have to pay your employees this much because they have to be able to afford the gas to get to their. And I'm just using gas as one specific thing. It's all things.
Yeah.
But gas is an easy one to point at.
Do you want an actual answer, Ricky? I'll give you an actual answer.
Greed.
No. I'll give you the specific answer to what your original question. Or idea. When we went off the gold standard, we were fucked because after that we were basing our money off of nothing. The cost of our money became imaginary, as you were talking about. These numbers are made up.
But the gold money was imaginary.
No, the gold
was based on gold because gold, how much gold is worth, is based on what.
Okay, but the thing is,
it's a fucking rock out of the ground. It shouldn't cost that goddamn much.
It shouldn't. But what I'm saying is, at least with the gold standard, we had a finite amount of gold that we had in our system, and we said that the amount of money we have is this. However much money we give to the people is only worth this, because realistically, all the money you quote unquote have isn't yours to begin with. It's all fake money based off of a source that doesn't exist anymore. And then
so, like, to give an example of,
and you know how they want to raise
numbers.
Well, okay, so you know how they want to raise the debt ceiling again?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's coming up right now. If we
just get further and further into fucking debt.
Exactly.
Why the fuck do we owe a communist country any fucking thing? Tell them
don't.
To go fuck themselves.
We don't.
Yes, we owe China everything.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the thing, though. We want to raise the debt ceiling. Frankly, fuck them. Like we're going in weird. Like fuck it. It's like let it default, because you know what has never really happened in our history of our country? Defaulting on our fucking national debt. It has never fucking happened. They won't allow it, so they raise it by another fucking $10 trillion. Again, it's like, and all they do is just fucking pad their fucking pockets.
Our biggest debts are France and China.
Mostly China. China.
So what's going to happen? Oh, they're going to threaten to go to war with us? Well, threaten to go to war. Who cares?
No, they're not going to go. They're not going to go to war with us. Nobody goes to war.
Cold War Part 2.
No,
it'll be Cold War Part 2, and everybody knows there's that cutoff. Everybody knows that if anybody pushes that button, the whole world's done. So as mad as China might be about not getting all of their money back, that doesn't even exist because it's a made up number on a piece of paper. They would be stupid to think, well, wiping out all of humanity will get us $0, so that's definitely better.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they're not even worried about that. The mutually assured destruction is gone. We're not worried about that. That doesn't exist anymore, because no. I mean, for that reason, it doesn't exist anymore. The concept of mutually assured destruction is because most major countries that have nukes wouldn't retaliate with nukes, at least not that way. Nobody's going to be launching ICBMs. They're going to use tactical shit. They're going to use very small things in strategic places that make big booms. That's all they're going to worry about. But you're not going to nuke someone over debts. You're just going to cut them off from everything that's indebted to them, or all the things that they come from you. Now, if we
even cutting off is stupid. That's like this.
But I'm saying they would cut us off from everything they make for us is what would happen.
But let's say every week you give me $10, right? Let's just make this up. You give me $10 every week.
What am I getting?
Now 5 years ago, doesn't matter. 5 years ago, you had to borrow $100 from me. Now you've been continually giving me the $10 every week, but you have not been able to put a dent in that $100. And you then tell me, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, I'm never going to repay you that $100. And I go, well, fuck you then. We're no longer talking. Now, how stupid would that be? Because now I just lost an automatic $10 every fucking week over a piece of paper from 5 years, 10 years ago. It doesn't, they're not going to cut us off because then they lose actual income.
But
national debt is an IOU.
Well,
there's no income there. They can't base their economy on an IOU. They base their economy on money they're actually getting. So they would cut off money they're actually getting because they're mad about something they never got back from when their grandfather was in charge.
The problem is it's far more complicated than that, because China's trying to supplant us as the actual.
Who the fuck cares? Let them think they're the world goddamn power. Who the fuck gives a shit? Let me tell you, as somebody who lives in being the world power, being the number one nation, ain't all it's cracked up to be. We're just a big giant piece of shit country to everybody in the entire fucking world. So who fucking cares?
So here's the thing, though. You're already complaining.
Where's the crown? Let China have that motherfucker.
Okay, so here's the problem. If China gets that motherfucker, you're talking about our bullshit inflation we have right now. You would talk about like 400-500% inflation instantly.
And that's when Americans go, oh God, I don't want to pay that much. I guess we'll have to start building our own shit again.
It wouldn't matter. It would, but that's the problem. Is like that's not how the economy works. Unfortunately, it should work that way.
The economy is made up. That's what I'm.
But that's the problem.
It's all made up off of bullshit. It's literally smoke stacked on smoke stacked on top of smoke, stacked up on top of smoke. Now, just take a deep breath and blow that shit away and start over with fresh air, man.
And that would be 100% great, except when your bank account becomes zero. And then comes back tomorrow.
Costing me fucking zero, and my bank account is zero. I don't give a shit.
But you talked about resetting.
What do I need money in my bank account if gas prices are?
You can't make it free.
I have $100 in my fucking. But I'm not saying free, because our bank account wouldn't zero out. Even if we got rid of all that shit, our bank accounts would just be shitty compared to what we have now. But our output would be way fucking lit. So that $100 in my bank account would look a lot nicer tomorrow.
Since we have an actual European person here.
Yeah,
I would like to.
Let's talk about Brexit. Yeah. Let's talk about Brexit. Let's really talk about.
No. What I want to talk about is the invention of the euro and the effect it had on European countries when hold on. If we're going there, because at least someone who lives there would have somewhat a different view. So what happened when the euro was determined to be the new standard of money, and then all these different countries, all of a sudden, their own monetary value changed overnight, sometimes for the worse, not for the better. And you think that
kind of stuff happens.
Yeah, it still fucking happens, especially now with, I'm sure, Brexit has an effect.
We don't like that shit, so we're fucking out, fuckers.
Yeah, and then and then with I'm sure with Brexit,
blew away the smoke of the euros and all that bullshit.
No, England never bought into the euros.
Yeah, no,
England were never they never used the euro.
Yeah, no, they're
always
on the pound. Yeah.
Wait, you think I'm English?
No, he's
no, but I think you're part of Great Britain.
That face.
Don't make a face at me. I study geography. It's part of Great Britain. Ireland is part of Great Britain. Ireland is 100% part of Great Britain. Britain. I said Britain. I said Britain. We're not talking political about whether you agree with it or not. We're talking about just geographically, it's considered part of Great Britain.
Yes. No.
Yes.
The independent island of Ireland.
That's what the fights are all about, man.
Oh, he stood up. He's ready.
No, he's gonna pull his ass out. Don't yell at me now.
Okay, hold on. This is a whole different conversation
laughing,
here.
Right? I'm fucking with you. Calm down. I'm fucking with you. Calm down. I'm pissing off an Irishman just because it's funny.
Okay, so my
Alan, I love you, man. I'm just fucking with you, dude. Pull your shirt sleeve back down. Put your beer down.
But my point was
this thing is fucking American. Some Americans do believe that, and it's so fucking annoying. It's like, oh, you're from Great Britain. It's like, no, we're not fucking from Great Britain, you fucking cunt.
Look, being a Texan, I sort of understand because we don't really claim the rest of the U.S.
But in all fairness, we don't claim y'all either. So
no, everybody wants to come live here, though. No one's flocking to Ireland.
You couldn't pay me to live in. I'd live in Ireland before I lived in Texas.
Irish people flock everywhere. Irish people rule this world. You go anywhere, you'll find two things: an Irish bar and an Irish person.
No, we mostly just find the bars because we ran off all the Irish people.
Even in Antarctica, they have a fucking Irish bar and at least one Irish person.
Just the one.
Yeah, that's all you need.
It's enough to count.
It's Tommy. You got fucking Tommy over there. But my point is that the effect on basically resetting.
I'm not even sorry, Alan. That was funny. Yeah. I'm not even sorry. That shit was funny, dude. You were getting so heated, dude. Your ears were red.
They still have the same queen, though.
No, they don't.
I know. Not anymore.
Yeah, well, technically, they all have the same queen. GoFundMe for
your phone cut out completely, and your phone is like self-censoring you. Whatever you said didn't come across. Like, I'm not joking. It did not come across at all.
Your missus would beat the shit out of you if she's Irish.
she would
I'm
try.
Irish, motherfucker. Am I kick my own ass?
Yeah.
It is. But my point was, you could ask Europe about what it's like to just have your money reset to someone else's value. It's like, it kind of fucked things up. Like, we want to say, like, fuck China, let them do whatever. And I agree to most of that. But we still have to have value in our money. Our money value doesn't come from us in any way, shape, or form. Our monetary value comes from our money being bought to be used as currency across the world. Like, there's so much of the important shit of this world is bought and sold in US dollars. And the only way that happens is when other countries buy our money. If other people stop buying our money isn't worth fuck all. Like, that's the problem. So trash. And especially once it's already massively inflated by our stupid ass government, and then they say, it's okay, the world can go in yuan, nobody will care. And then we're just like, oh, well, now the money that you had in your bank account is worth 1,000th of what it was yesterday, but everything still costs the same. And it's like, the problem is that money is worth, quote unquote, worth something. But at least back in the day on the gold standard, there was literally something worth. You could have gold and you could fucking spend a thing that was literally worth $1 in gold. $1's worth.
Let me ask you why in the 1950s?
Hold on.
Go ahead, Alan. Go ahead.
For me to buy $1, I pay 92 cents.
Yeah.
To buy that $1.
Yeah. So he's actually getting our money at a better value.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to spend that $1,
Me, I got to work 8 hours to get.
I give
But
you
fucking-
$5 a sucky.
No, thank you.
There you go. Hey, in this inflated economy, you just paid half my fucking motherfucker. Don't tempt me with a good time.
That is
fucking.
this
fucking. Explain to me why a bun with a hamburger patty, diced up onions, pickles, ketchup, and mustard cost 15 cents in 1959, but cost $1.50 now. What changed between that burger and this burger?
a whole lot of technology, if we're honest.
But people making up prices of stuff is what changed.
People spending more money.
It's still the same burger.
No, it's more people having to spend money to make that burger happen.
Which is they had to spend money based upon numbers that somebody else made up.
Okay, well, money has existed for a really fucking long time since people started determining that one other thing had the same value as something else. So
money started existing when people decided that they didn't want to do barter system anymore.
Well, even then,
a
barter is just
it's easier for me to give you this little hunk of metal that I got out of my yard. I can give you this. Is easier than me having to go chop down that tree and clean it and give you chopped firewood.
Yeah, that's still barter.
So that's easier. So as soon as people realize, oh, I don't have to work, I can get what I want without having to work for that shit over there, then I'm going to give you this piece of gold.
Money is bartering with an extra step. Because
money is bartering without a step. You don't have to do anything to get something.
Because to get the money, you have to work. You're no longer exchanging work for work. You're not doing work for work or thing for thing. You're doing work for thing for work or work for thing for money. So extra step. That's what I said. They added a step.
It's an actual extra step, but in your head, you're doing one less thing.
Yeah, because people are stupid.
I'm not actually having to give you. I'm not having to chop firewood for SHOKY to get a thing of corn from SHOKY.
No, but I went
just did my normal.
But
job,
what I'm getting at is that because
I now have money to give you for it.
Okay, so let's just say that you've traded me a quart of firewood for a bag of processed corn. Mm-hmm. Now we have determined a quart of wood is worth a bag of corn. That's our currency
between
exchange.
You and me. Maybe I think
exactly.
I think your corn is better than Alan's. So if I go to Alan with a quart of corn of firewood, I'm going to want more corn from him because I don't think his corn's as good as yours.
Okay, so now you're inflating the value of corn.
But I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I would just go to the person that I
actually no. You're technically inflating the value of your wood.
My wood, yeah, exactly.
You're saying your wood is worth more corn.
Yes, it's
from
my
Alan.
Wood is
from
wood.
Alan.
My good is, or I would take Alan. Like if I think his corn's the shit corn and yours is the good corn, I'd give him the half dry rotted.
This episode is called Morons Talk Economy.
Yeah.
But
it's not. I'm not going to take that.
Alan's actually a financial genius, and we're just over here talking shit.
I won't even take the label of moron. I think people who believe that the economy is a real thing and should keep existing as is.
No, the economy is a real thing. What you're saying is that currency is not real. Economy happens regardless if there's currency.
Yeah. Economy is just people being together.
Yeah, economy is just exchange of stuff.
Yes, money's
even when there's just a penis and a mouth, that's an economy.
Kara, we have our own economy.
Yes, she trades fucking fellatio for cooking.
No, she's actually cooking dinner right now while I'm talking to
you. Oh, so you're going to give her fellatio.
Because negative. We're talking about economics and stuff, and SHOKY just said that even a penis and a mouth is an economy because you're trading one thing for another. And I was like, we're our own economy. High five. Slap hands.
And she's like, exactly, that's the right reaction. She's not,
but I got a high five out of it.
She knows it's not wrong. She knows it's not wrong. It's like,
am I wrong?
If that's his logic.
Exchanging one thing for another and determining value in that.
Yeah, he's saying because like I would do something else for it. I put up with her silly shit. It's worth it. That's true.
That's also true.
That is also true.
But there's an exchange there somewhere. Not just the fluids.
Bodily fluids.
No, God
damn it.
Alan's like, I'm trying to do real work over here.
He's like, they're over there talking about blowjobs.
I'm sure Alan loves blowjobs too.
Yeah.
It's like, look at it this way. Without actual currency, homeless people get along great. They get all the drugs they want. They can get clothes. They can do everything else. It's just an exchange of either trash, other clothes, shit they stole, or blowjobs. And they don't need money.
without the fake system of currency that we have, they wouldn't be homeless because they could just trade work for a house.
But see, they tried that. It doesn't work.
It did work for about 10,000 years.
Only 10,000.
Perfectly fine.
No,
only 10,000 compared to the like 1,500.
But what if you want the bigger house? What if you want the bigger house, but you can only suck 5 dicks a day?
You don't have to suck dicks, is what I'm saying.
Yes, you do. That's the economy now.
I'm good at electrical work. You're good at so to speak, woodworking. Then you would come over and help me do the fucking work to build my house, and I would come over and help you do the electrical in your house. You just barter traded. That's
okay,
it.
but what if I don't want to have the equal exchange of upgrading your house?
Then that's greed.
Why is it greed?
and then greed becomes the problem, which drives the economy, which still blows back to the fact that I said at the very beginning.
But here's the problem.
Being greedy, the economy would be better.
Okay, but here's the problem. What if I only need a light switch installed, but you need all your baseboards done? That's not equal work.
Why isn't it?
Because
you're not having to do something, and I'm not having.
Because at some point there's a unit of work exchange.
So.
Yeah, but you have to determine whether those things.
You don't barter with like total strangers like that. If you're doing your house thing, that's 2 friends helping each other, neighbors. I'm not going to drive to Texas to ask some guy in Texas to come all the way over to Florida, build on my house, and say we're equal for a baseboard and a light switch.
No, but if I was your neighbor, I would also be like, yes, motherfucker, that's a lot of work.
But then at any time you could be like, hey, I need a cool and come over and help. See, that's helping each other out.
But at some point it's a debt, because like say
no, it's only a debt if we think it's a debt. Why would I let's say it's the other way. Like I put in all your electrical work and all you helped me do was frame one door. Yeah. Why do I need to feel like you're indebted to me? It doesn't matter. I needed
because
something,
you
helped me do it. You needed something, I helped you do it. Why would I consider there would be a debt there?
Because at some point there's resentment in exchange. At some point,
greed's gonna kick in my head. And I'm
not even greed.
Hold the fuck up. Yes, it is.
No, but I'm saying
hold the fuck up. You owe me more. That is literally.
Hold on. Let's go a little esoteric here, because it's not necessarily greed. It becomes resentment. Like, hey man, I literally worked on your house for fucking 22 hours last week, and you only did 2 hours worth of shit here.
That's how based on greed. I feel,
but
like
it's not greed. But it's not greed because you have a comparable amount of work. Because
so if Jessica got sick, like heaven forbid, knock on wood, we're just using a hypothetical. Jessica got really sick.
Sure.
She needed a kidney replacement. And I'm the only one who matches her in the entire fucking world. And I give her a kidney.
Yeah.
Do you owe me for that?
I owe you something.
No, you don't. Thank you.
Probably money, technically, because I think there has to be money.
No. In this day and age, you would definitely have to pay.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, in our conversation,
what you
would owe me would be a favor. I could call you up and say, "Hey,
exactly. That's called debt. A favor is a debt."
But you don't have to. I don't have to call in that favor. Having a favor from somebody does not require you to call that favor. It's the wife.
Yeah.
Put her on the phone. Put her on.
Hold on.
I'm gonna be like, you owe me for your fucking kidney.
Hey, baby. Hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
We're recording right now.
I love it. I love you long time.
I was calling you know that I'm on my way home. Sorry.
I figured.
Hey, by the way, Lexington just went for pre-order on Big Bad Toy.
I don't even know what you said. What?
Lexington just went back for pre-order. Went up for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store.
Oh, good. Another one I have to fucking buy.
And it looks like they might have fixed the wings, or is it just a better pose?
No, it looks like they have folded wings. They didn't show folded. They didn't show. Oh wait, no. The wings have to be flexible because they don't show another set of wings.
Yep.
We've only seen it with fixed wings. We haven't seen it with.
Yep. And those fixed wings look like dog shit, and I'm glad they did whatever they did to it.
It does look like they still attach funny, but we'll see.
They might attach funny, but they look.
It might be attached to the forearms. It's really hard to tell because the fact they fold kind of. I don't know. His wings always folded funny. I think it's just because they're stiff off his back and they should be flappy.
Yeah, they should be like under his arms.
Yeah. What's those?
Lexington.
Gargoyles.
Maybe.
What color is he? He's the little greenish one.
He's the little green one whose the wings were underneath his arms.
He's a khaki colored one.
Okay, I'm just looking him up to see if I have him.
He's the September pre-order. Jesus. That's a long way off.
So it looks like what it looks like is because when you zoom in on the where he's in flight jumping, it looks like the wings are soft, but it just has a frame that is stiff. That's why when his arms are down, it still sticks out backwards weird.
Well, yeah, it's got to be the actual like bones, quote unquote, in his wings. Those would have to be stiff enough because otherwise they would just flop about.
Dude, that I'm still liking that better than what they showed us at first because I was not.
Yeah, because that was a prototype. Like they should have not shown that prototype off till they figured that shit out.
That was bad.
Because you can see how refined the head is and stuff now.
Yep.
His legs look a little long, but that's just me.
It's his feet look huge.
Yeah, those are Goliath feet. Look at
his feet look fucking huge.
Those are the same fucking feet on everybody. And also, we haven't seen him compared to anybody else, like his actual size.
His feet are.
They better show that shit off. Like, because he's supposed to be the wee one.
Yeah, and they don't even tell you how tall he is. They just say 7-inch scale.
Yeah, that's true. Just 7-inch scale. I like how we just went from everything else to now talking about an action figure. No, it tells you right there, 17.78 centimeters. How tall is that, Al?
Say what?
17.78 centimeters. How tall is that?
This big.
It's 7 inches.
So they're just saying he's 7 inches tall.
That's what they're saying. He's in the 7 inches scale. That's on. They don't tell you how tall he actually is. He's
no, that might
in the 7-inch scale.
Well, here, hold on. Let's just look at Goliath.
Because Goliath is 7 inches.
Goliath is 20 centimeters. So no, they're saying he's 3 centimeters.
Goliath's 7.5 inches.
No, he's 8 inches.
So he's 8 inches, and Lexington should not be 1 inch shorter because Lexington.
No, he should be like 4 inches shorter.
Lexington was like at his waist.
Well, actually, because he crawled most of the time when he was standing up.
No, but when he's standing up, he was like next to his waist, like maybe his rib cage. He ain't that much fucking shorter.
I'm gonna do a Google.
He's not that tall.
I'm gonna do a Google because I want.
It's gonna be just like G1 Transformers.
Well, because.
You find one still where it shows them this way. I can find 10 stills that show them the other way. That's the whole problem with animation.
No, what I'm getting at is that like the difference between because he was mostly crouching most of the time. He was almost never standing straight up. So like we might think he's shorter than he actually is.
I don't remember him crouching most of the time.
He was almost always walking on fours. Yeah, yeah. So look, hold on. Look, here's the original lineup. You can see like he's fucking.
Yeah, man, he's in his squatting position.
He's always in squatting position. That's the thing.
What are you saying? 17 inches?
17 centimeters.
We already know 17.78 centimeters is 7 inches.
Below 7 inches. It's below 7. It's
okay, so he's
3/4.
Okay, so if Goliath's 8 inches, so he's about 2 inches shorter. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, because a lot of the time, like Lexington crawled around on all fours, like and then he crouched otherwise. So like we might have just a skewed scale on how short he actually is. Because all the images, like, actually, just Google him. Like, most of the images, he's on all fours. And, like, Brooklyn's actually tall. But he fucking hunches most of the time.
Like, he's always in that, like, kind of dino walk. Like,
yeah, exactly. He looks like a fucking, like, raptor, basically.
Yeah.
So, like, we might just think that Lexington is tall. Yeah, okay, so this one shot of him standing next to Goliath is straight up, like, at his waist.
And he's, like, at his, like, ribs or nipples.
No, he's not even that. He's at the top of his fucking pants, more or less.
See?
But the weird part is, like, short. That might be but this one, where they're standing next to each other, Goliath being really crouched down, he looks like kind of the same size. It's just, I think.
You see the crouching down part. It's standing straight up.
Yeah, he should be shorter, so, like, yeah, they might have made him way too big.
No. But it doesn't matter, because most people are going to have him in flight pose or crouch, like you said, anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe making him too short would have made it too hard to.
Watching him next to Brooklyn in this one particular scene that's playing over and over, he's 3/4 the size of Brooklyn, and Brooklyn is slightly shorter than Goliath. But also, they put these. Now the thing is, if we put his feet down to where he's not walking on his toes, he might actually be probably the size he should be.
I hope those aren't the final products for his feet, because those feet look ridiculous.
Those are final images.
Those feet are too big. I'm hoping it's a weird like angle or something, just makes them look big like that, because they're gonna look disproportionate to the body.
Do they have a full? I'm looking at the toy. Okay, so going back to when they first showed him off at whatever con that was, he's standing next to Broadway, and he's at Broadway's nipples.
Yeah, that's about right.
Standing straight up.
Yeah. Yeah, Broadway was a big dude.
Yeah, but like there's no shot of him, and he's like, once again, 3/4 the size of Hudson. Brooklyn. No, it's Hudson, because they don't have him standing directly next to all of them. So like that is the hard part, because like he's meant to be short. 2, he rarely stands on his back legs.
Yeah,
hind legs. Like because like it's just the way the pictures are taken. It's just fucking weird.
Yeah. Those feet look massive in that fucking
Oh,
picture.
look, fucking Amazon just finally dropped off my package. I should have dropped off yesterday. Fucking dickheads.
It's probably downstairs.
No, it's actually at my door. That's the one good thing about them is they, FedEx has started taking pictures now too.
Taking pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's weird. It's almost like that's a great way to know where your package was left.
Yep.
All right. Either way, we should have wrapped up.
It's also proof that if they say they dropped it off, you go, motherfuckers, my door does not have a giant dick on it.
Except
so that's not my front door.
Except I think, yeah, I was gonna say, except I think you were the one who told me. It's like, yeah, but they could take a picture of it and then walk off with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is the same thing, and I've said that is an argument, but they can't do that on my fuckers on camera recorded.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Like literally, like I have it hooked to my phone, so I can like fucking talk to people. Like I've literally sat here on this back porch and had like the neighborhood walking telemarketer type peoples that come around here, the salesmen.
Yeah.
And they'll knock, and I'll look and I'll see, and as soon as I see a clipboard in their hand, I'll turn the microphone thing on. I'm like, yes, and they're like, could we talk to you about? Like, no, bye, and then click hang up on them. Like I won't even go answer the fucking door. I sit right here and just tell them to fuck off. I've done it from work before.
Okay, so
care of the kids, I'll see them get home, and I'll turn it on while I'm at work, and I'm like, hey, and then I'll jump.
So, all right, so I actually have a wide shot of like all the figures, with his arms up, like he's roughly half Goliath. So maybe they're talking with the tail, because we didn't consider the tail length. So maybe it's not his height, it's just length. So, but yeah, he looks.
Looking at that, ignore the arms. Just look at the top of his head.
Yeah,
if you're drawing a straight line out from his head, where's his head at?
Yeah, I'm saying even with his arms up, he's at waist height. So like
that's perfect.
In theory, if that's the right thing, because this is where they're showing every figure in one big display case. Like, I mean, even like Xanatos, all that shit. So like, if that is actually the size it's coming at, because we know NECA fucking fucks things up sometimes in between actual releases. Okay, which one is this? Oh, okay, wait a minute. This is actually a decent picture. This is
great podcasting.
We're all looking at pictures. I'm going to be editing all this out anyways. Yeah, I mean, like,
I'm trying to look at a list. I'm trying to find Lexington and the Gargoyles, but I can't find them.
Really?
Yeah,
that's odd. So either way, and actually, that's I was gonna say
it's on.
Yeah, no,
it's on Big Bad Toy Store. It's literally like their first thing on Big Bad Toy Store. If you load their screen, it's on their homepage. It's the first thing.
I'm surprised you can't find it just by a quick Google. I mean, now you got to put up Disney Gargoyles, and it shows you all of them.
No. I'm looking at it in a different
for ordering
thing.
Oh, you can't find the listing. Yeah,
he's a retailer, so he gets to see shit different than us.
I know, I get it. Just
2 heads, 4 hands, a remote control.
Yes, he found it.
The headset.
Yeah, that's molded to the head.
Crossbow.
Oh wait, no, it's not.
Separate piece.
No, it's not.
No, it's a separate piece.
Either way, let's wrap this up right quick, because this wasn't supposed to be 3 hours, and then it became 3 hours. Hey, me in the future, just in the podcast here, like just fucking stop it right here and edit all. You gotta do all
the you gotta do all the bye-byes.
Bye.
Bye people.
Yes. Bye everybody.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats.